BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
And Carlisle United here at St Albans City. Conference South outfit are St Albans City. Looking around us here, it's a proper old school non-league football ground. Bit of terracing with a roof over it in front of us, looking out across the halfway line here at Clarence Park, and then it's terracing all the way round, uncovered to our left and to our right. We're in the main stand here, where we are with the world's media who have gathered here. The likes of BBC Final Score, BBC Sport Online, both here, BBC Television as well for the live programme that will be going on from just before 2 o'clock this afternoon on your television. The Sun and the Times are just sat to my right here. National newspaper interest on this tie between Conference South outfit St Albans and, of course, League Two Carlisle United. And with it being a big day, we needed a big presence in the commentary box, not least to throw the odd elbow, drop the odd shoulder to try and make space for me in here, but just because he is the man. It is Dean Walling with us on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Dino, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Absolutely fantastic to be back, mate.
Isn't it amazing to be involved in the FA Cup with your beloved Carlisle United once again?
Carlisle holds a significant place in my heart, mate, as you know. To come down and watch them in the FA Cup, mate, it's an absolute honour, it's an absolute pleasure, and it's great to be here, see a few old faces, and get that adrenaline buzz again. You know, I miss the playing of professional football. You miss the buzz, you miss the lads, you miss everything. FA Cup day, what more can I say?
You've seen United this season, you watched the game against Plymouth, that win against the side who were running away with League Two at the moment. It was a good day for Carlisle United, of course, very early in the season, and you played in the Legends match that day when you were telling me earlier George Agani was on absolute fire.
Absolutely, George Agani and Andy Watson, they were both on fire. It was like rolling back the years, mate. I just couldn't run anymore, though.
Looking around there today, one of these games, isn't it? The playing surface looks pretty good from a distance. When you get closer, it's more bobbly than Carlisle United will be used to. They'll deal with that. I'm sure they won't want to make that an excuse. It's a decent playing surface. Let's not pretend that they're coming here to a cattle field or anything like that. What goes wrong? What causes FA Cup upsets? How do teams like St Albans, like Taunton, upset the likes of Barrow and Carlisle United?
You know, you can't really put your finger on it. You know, it's the magic of the FA Cup. You know, it's two teams, you know, divisions apart. You know, on the day, it's which team wants it the most, which team turns up, you know, physically and mentally. You know, you see Premiership teams getting knocked out, you know, in FA Cup third round. You know, it's just the magic of the FA Cup. It's two teams, one day, win or take, you know, win or lose. You know, it can be that simple. You know, who wants it the most?
How about this for a stat, Dino? St Albans haven't beaten a Football League side since 1924.
Right, okay.
They're in the first round for the third time in 4 years, and they made it to the second round in 1968, 80 and 90, so 26 years since they got past this stage of the competition. I tell you what, they'll be looking at this and thinking we're just a couple of levels below these. We're on a 6-match winning run. We fancy ourselves today.
Yeah, well, every team does in the FA Cup. You know, it's men against men on the day. You know that you wouldn't expect. You know, FA Cup first round. You know, it's going to be a tough game today. It's going to be a really tough game. You know, we've got to get about them nice and early. You know, start the service to the strikers. You know, and get on top nice and early.
Simon Hooper's the man in the middle. He's in there currently with the two captains, Danny Granger for Carlisle United and Lee Chappell for the home side, who we gather will be playing sort of to the left or centre of midfield. We'll keep our eyes on how the home side line up. They've got an FA Cup record as well as St Albans City. The highest score by one player on a losing team ever.
Wow.
Wilf Minter scored 7 in 1922 and his team lost 8-7. Have you ever heard the like?
No.
Isn't that just FA Cup?
You'd be gutted, wouldn't you?
That
scoring 7 and losing by 8.
Couldn't believe when I found that one when I was doing my research on this team. Scoring all 7 goals and losing.
All those stats that you've given me anyway, we want them to last one more year.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport then. It looks like Carlisle United will get us underway. They're all in red this afternoon. The home side St Albans in yellow and blue. Flashes of each on either part of their strips. The referee just doing his final checks and we're about to go. Carlisle going from left to right in front of me, James Phillips, and United legend Dean Walling, and we are underway in the first round of the FA Cup. Carlisle entering at this stage St Albans in their 4th match in this year's competition, and they have it on the left hand side, booming it forwards down there with Ben Hurd, who started on the left which is already a change to what we were told from how it might look this afternoon. Ben Hurd looks like he might be on the left of a midfield. Chappell certainly in the centre of the park. I've got one lineup given to me by somebody down here. Dino's got a completely different one, and it looks to me like St Albans are different still.
Yeah.
Either way, they have it with a throw in their left-back position here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, live at Clarence Park. Don't forget the Bluebirds in action as well. We'll keep you up to speed on all the scores as they're going on, including in the Premier League, where it's 1-1 currently between Arsenal and Tottenham. At the back with the St Albans goalkeeper, fires it forwards. In midfield, Joyce and Ellis after it for Carlisle. Played back forwards by St Albans. United pick it up on the right. Good ball inside from Kennedy to Joyce. Kennedy gets it back on the right of midfield. He never quite looks like a winger, does he, on the right? Ibre brings the ball down on his chest. Right-hand side of the St Albans penalty areas. Carlisle look to attack. Good footwork from Jabo Ibre, trying to find the space to get something going. Has to give it out to Joyce, just slightly behind him. He crosses the field with the ball over to left-back Danny Granger on halfway, over on the far side. In front of a big sign that says "Welcome to St Albans City FC," and a little bit of roofing over all of the terracing that stretches around us in a great big horseshoe here at Clarence Park. Luke Joyce on the ball edge of his area. Carlisle United just keeping possession here. Already put together half a dozen passes in this little exchange of play. With Mark Gillespie at the back, the towering goalkeeper delivers forwards, looking for Ibre. Takes it on his thigh this time. Steps away from his man. Touch excellent so far from Ibre. Ellis coming forward from right back here for Carlisle United. Tries to play it through his man, and it's a touch on the ball then for Theophanis coming forwards, the top goal scorer for St Albans. Out to the right hand side, goes through Scott Thomas and over to the man playing from right back, Casey, for St Albans this afternoon. Conference South side, fairly fraught pace at the moment. The floodlights just fluttering on around us here. A little bit of gloom with the grey clouds over us at St Albans. So the floodlights already coming into effect, and it's with tricky winger Moraes just jinking around, trying to find a forward pass. Could be a break on here for St Albans. Luke Joyce just about tidies up, picks out Sean Brisley, and he clears forwards for Carlisle. White can't keep it in play, throw into St Albans on the right, and what are we into the 3rd minute, and so first time I've allowed you in, Dean.
Yeah,
it's been that fraught.
Been a frantic start, yeah. Carlisle kept possession well. I don't think St Albans touched it for 2 minutes. Yeah, and then possession flipped over again. So, yeah, it's been a great start by both teams.
They've faced 5 league sides in the FA Cup and conceded 30 goals. Mansfield were the last side that they played from the Football League in 2013, and they lost 8-1 here.
Wow.
Here comes this long throw in. Big run up from the man. Fires it up towards the edge of the penalty area. Carlisle clear with Brisley. Picked up on the edge by St Albans. Shot on goal. Repelled by Rains for Carlisle. St Albans try and gather again on halfway and will look forwards. Ibre trying to close the man on the ball down. Loose, slightly loose touch in there, but St Albans keep it. Out to the left hand side. Junior Moraes fancies himself running against Ellis, steps inside, takes a shot, and it's an absolute wonder goal from Junior Moraes, and St Albans have the lead in the FA Cup. 4th minute, went inside Ellis, lined up the shot, hit it viciously. Gillespie was either unsighted or not quite on the front foot, was late diving, and it whipped into the bottom corner. And what about this for an FA Cup first round story? St Albans of the Conference South 1, League 2, unbeaten, Carlisle United 0.
Wow, great strike, absolutely fantastic strike. I think the goalkeeper saw it a little bit late. I don't know whether it dipped and moved in the, and moved as it went in. No, great strike though, fantastic.
Stupendous stuff from Moraes. Now what Carlisle United will have to do, is show their professionalism and step back into this game, assert themselves and get the job done now. But St Albans have shown what they're about. Lively forwards, we knew that in the build-up. We talked about them. Moraes has got 8 goals, Theophanis 15, 23 between them. United had to keep their eye on them. They let him step inside and get a shot off, and he's shown them what he can do. Yeah,
to be fair, from 25 yards, that would be the type of I think as a defender you'd say shoot, and this one's gone in the top corner.
Ball over the top. Beg your pardon, Dino. Ball over the top as Carlisle look to respond. Ibre can't get there. The goalkeeper gathers for St Albans. Yeah,
it's 25 yards out. As a defender, you shout shoot. And this one's gone in the top left-hand corner. It dipped a little bit and it curled and it moved. It was difficult.
Former Arsenal man Ian Allinson is the manager of these. He was the manager of Boreham Wood 3 years ago, who took Carlisle United to a replay, which they did in the end win. So he has previous against Carlisle United At the moment, United need to score to get a replay, but it's very early days. We're only just into the 6th minute. St Albans 1, Carlisle 0 if you're just joining us though. White brings it forwards, plays it to Ibrahim. He goes out to the left-hand side now, and Adams, a tricky winger in a similar vein to Murray's actually. Down the left, Granger, cross in, Ibrahim attacks, headed away St Albans, further away, well up rather than away. Joyce jumps on the edge of the area, trying to keep it alive for Carlisle, picks out Danny Granger. He goes back down the line to Nicky Adams, up to the edge of the area, swirls one into the area, headed away, picked up in there by Jones. Big chance, goalkeeper takes him down. Referee says no penalty. Dear me, it slid through him there, and the referee's given a throw in. He certainly caught a lot of Mike Jones there. The referee has to have felt that he played the ball, Dean Worley.
Well, the referee was in a great position. It looked like a penalty from here. It looked like it went straight through him.
Immediately gesticulated the referee, no penalty. Didn't just play on, said no penalty. So he must have felt he made contact with the ball. Jones looked a little shell-shocked as he got up, but not a great deal of appeal from the Carlisle players. Perhaps tells you something. Granger, short throw-in to Adams on the left-hand side of the St Albans penalty area. Crossed in by Granger, attacking it in their reins. Goalkeeper gathers it under the bar. James Russell in goal there. Not only the goalkeeper for the east side from Boreham Wood in the summer, but also a Chelsea youth team coach. So he will have to practice what he preaches to those young Chelsea players.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Long ball forwards here. Bit of climbing from Brisley on the Theophanis on the edge of the area. Tied it up by Luke Joyce. Granger clips it out to halfway and Charlie White. Nicky Adams picks it up. Fancies running at his man. He's ghosted all the way, though, by the St Albans man. Jones gathers in the middle of the Carlisle half. Turns, gives it to Joyce. A little bit tight in there. Certainly St Albans looking to pack that middle at the moment. And, well, they might. They're getting a lot of men behind the ball. And that's what you'd expect, because they've got the lead now, playing up the hill. Forwards it goes. Slice clearance from a St Albans defender. He'll go behind for a Carlisle corner. And an opportunity to try and restore parity. Who'd have thought we'd be saying that?
Yeah, it's a good response from Carlisle. Yeah, got the ball moving. Yeah, there is a lot of space in the middle of the field there. So hopefully we can get on it and utilise the space.
Got to be I don't know, somewhere between sort of 6 and 10 foot drop, hasn't there, from left to right on this pitch. And Carlisle currently playing down the hill, although you'd think they'd have the fitness to keep on going whatever stage of the match. Here comes Nicky Adams, whipped in corner towards the near post. Well cleared by St Albans. The goal scorer nods it to a teammate who clears up towards halfway. Picked up by Mark Ellis. Fancies the drive. Maybe should have thought better of it. No real technique about that one, and it just carried on flying up and up and up and up and up and hits a tree behind the goal and drops down on the fans.
There's plenty of trees behind the goals.
Beautiful setting, actually.
Fantastic setting.
Deciduous trees, just with that autumnal feel all around us. 1 or 2 conifers in between them, so a real punctuation of colour around us here at Clarence Park. It's a beautiful setting, and at the moment a beautiful story if you're a St Albans fan.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Let's hope we can change that story.
That is certainly the hope. If you are just joining us on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport this afternoon, it is St Albans 1, Carlisle United 0. Murray's with the opener inside 4 minutes. Now it's with Russell, the St Albans goalkeeper. Driven goal kick forwards. Jones gets onto it in midfield for Carlisle, but he gives possession back to Scott Thomas, one of the many signings who've followed Ian Allinson from Boreham Wood over the last couple of years since he moved this way. Back into defence with Rains, then Joyce. A couple of men have collided in the middle of midfield there. I think the ref's going to slow things down. It's Lee Chappell, the captain of the home side, and Mike Jones for Carlisle. I think they've certainly bashed knees there as they went after the ball, and there is a chill in the air, actually, Dino. 6 degrees, it says on my watch, but I'm not so sure it's quite that warm, and I bet you that one stung.
Yeah, it's hot on the pitch. It's hot on the pitch out there. We've got to get that ball moving. We've got to try and play through them, play around them, see if we can get ourselves another goal. We'll get ourselves a goal.
We'll keep you posted.
This game.
We'll keep you posted on any changes in the scoreline in that game at Verinder Park. Taunton against Barrow. At the moment, I'm assuming it's 0-0. Keeping my eyes on the screen in front of me as well. BBC final score, FA Cup special, has St Albans City 1, Carlisle 0 as a score. The only one I can see coming in at the moment as Carlisle look to play forwards. Up to Ibrahim in the middle of the St Albans half. Has to go a long way back into defence and Rains. St Albans very carefully getting men back behind the ball, making it narrow, making it tight for Carlisle United. Don't think Keith Curl will adjust and rethink things just yet. He'll feel that his Carlisle players should have the quality. Forwards it goes for White, trying to stop it going behind. Don't think he's going to get there. It picked up speed as it bounced on the downhill slope, and behind it goes for a goal kick to St Albans, and it is a significant slope, isn't it? I often hear my rugby league reporters talking about Mount Pleasant Batley, where there's a 9-foot drop. I would say this was at least equal to that from one end to the other.
Yeah, it's definitely really, really, really big drop, so we've got to try and play the balls in front, get Jabbo in the game, get it into his feet, ball's over the top, just going to run out of play, mate.
It's fitting, isn't it? Because it's normally on a Sunday morning when you have to talk about getting, let's play uphill first half.
Yeah, definitely.
St Albans have managed to bag that one. They got first dibs, they've gone uphill, and they've got the lead as well. They'll be sitting pretty at the moment, but I would have thought the longer the game draws on, the more nervous they'll get with a lead like that.
Yeah, it's early doors yet.
Really is cracking to be watching the FA Cup on BBC Radio Cumbria. At the moment, not the scoreline I'm sure you Carlisle fans are hoping for. St Albans will be cock-a-hoop with this at the moment, and they're playing well. They've not really let Carlisle in, but here they come with Nicky Adams. Back header back from one of the defenders. He's excellent there. Got it to Russell in time as Nicky Adams was bearing down on him. Brave, actually, because they'll have known Adams was there, and they'll have known he just had to get the header right.
Yeah, it was a good header back. Good save header back.
Ibre up top already in this game has monstered a couple of the defenders, bringing the ball down on his chest when it looked like head territory. Murray's brought down there by Michael Rains, having turned him. Sharp feet once again from Junie Murray's, just 21.
Yeah, very strong. He keeps a low centre of gravity. He's only small, 5'6".
Very stocky though, isn't he?
Very stocky, very strong.
Almost as wide as he is tall, to be quite honest, but... Clip forwards, looking for Murray's into the penalty area, under a bit of pressure, just manages to keep his feet there, out to the left-hand side. Hurd will try and send one into the Carlisle penalty area. Back down the line it goes. Picked up now by David Noble, sends the cross in, turned away, picking up on the edge. Theophanis tries the shot and just fingertips over the bar by Mark Gillespie, and there's the other striker. One's got 9 goals for the season now with his strike today, Murray's. Theophanis picked that one up there, unleashed one that did dip at the last minute. Gillespie had to get the fingertip to it, and in the 12th minute, Mark Gillespie saves Carlisle from going 2-0 down at St Albans.
Fantastic save, fantastic save. What, 25 yards out?
Again.
Yeah, 25 yards out again. That's the second shot.
Really, really good football from St Albans on the edge of the Carlisle penalty area. Just knowing the ball will sort of pitch up and stop because they know this home ground. Here they come with a corner then, an in-swinger towards the near post. Headed away in there by Brisley for Carlisle. St Albans pick it up once more. Heading into the 13th minute, looking to extend their lead, would you believe, the non-league side. On the right, trying to get the cross in. Joyce makes one tackle, and it comes off him and out of play for a St Albans throw-in. Level about with a penalty spot to the right of that United penalty area. No score yet in the Taunton Barrow game. We'll keep you posted on that one on AM and online this afternoon from BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Just the 2 games. Well done to Kendall for another win yesterday. Workington as well in the Cumberland Cup. Commiserations though to Kendall Rugby Union as the ball goes into the area from the long throw. Mark Gillespie's flapped at it and gathers it on the second, and a player went thundering into him there from St Albans. Well, he went up under pressure, had a few bodies around him. He didn't get much on it at the first, but then he gathered it quite bravely because the St Albans man thundered into him, and I bet you he's more hurt than he's showing at the moment there.
What a fantastic throw, though. It's a potent weapon, from either side.
Yeah, it really is. It's Rory Delap-esque, isn't it? Ball over the top looking for Theophanis. Not the best of balls this time from St Albans. Tied it back to goalkeeper Mark Gillespie. First touch was good. Theophanis almost got there to close him down, not quite. Headed back forwards on his clearance by St Albans. Carlisle gather with Michael Rains, almost closed down, gives it square to Sean Brisley, the more classic ball player in United's back line. Michael Rains likes to have a go, but I don't think it's his natural game. Ball forwards towards Ibre, going into the penalty area, no appeal for a penalty, lost his footing as he looked to go. Not that type, Jabbo Ibre. Would never try and make something out of it.
Yeah.
And just quickly got back to his feet.
That ball skidding down the hill again.
It is,
just a little bit off the surface.
A little bit of dew here, isn't there, actually? A little bit of moisture on the surface, and the ball skipping down the hill. United are going to have to learn how to play that. Ball forwards. Rains heads away for Carlisle up to halfway. St Albans just sensing that there might be this opportunity. Theophanis just getting that good save from Mark Gillespie a moment or two ago, and he just sensed St Albans have actually opened up a little bit more as they, dare I say, try and kill Carlisle off. 14 on the clock. Joyce on the ball on the halfway line, right hand side, clips it forwards, looking for the run of Ellis, stays on side, can he get there to the byline? Does, steps inside, cuts it back, well defended behind by Tom Bender. Signed from Forest Green in defender, the former Colchester man had to be smart there and was. Ellis stepped inside his man, cut it back, and the number 3 for St Albans saved a probable Carlisle equaliser.
There's a great move down the right hand side by Ellis. Yeah, just watch the ball down the line, he just made the run just off the line, just clipped it over the top. It's a fantastic run, great cross.
Nicky Adams is coming over, I think, to take... No, he's going to leave this one to Danny Granger, so it'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Granger to take it, 15 on the clock. Here we go then with Danny Granger. Whips it in towards that near post. Defender at the near post heads it up, not away. Brisley sends it back into the middle. It was a clever little bit of improvisation, and it goes behind off a St Albans man for another corner. Drop there, and you thought he might try and bring it down or just head it, but instead he hooked it back over his shoulder, and it was awkward, but once again,
I don't think anybody was ready for it.
No, St Albans dealt with it well.
Ball.
Hey, it's good technique, wasn't it?
Great technique.
Would you believe on FA Cup first round day, Taunton now lead Barrow by a goal to nil elsewhere in the FA Cup. We'll keep you posted on that one. Corner taken short from Granger to Adams. Back into Granger. Flights it to the back post. Heavy one. Brisley will try and send it back into the mixer. Cleared away though by St Albans. Free kick given as well. Heavy touch from Rains on the defender. And St Albans live to fight on once again here and lead 1-0 against Carlisle.
Yeah, it's early days in this game. 15 minutes gone. We've already put them under a little bit of pressure already. So hopefully we can, squeeze enough to get that goal.
I'm sure it'll come. But if I'm quite honest, you kind of sense it will come. You sense that Carlisle will have the quality here. Yeah. I am quite enjoying watching St Albans give it to Carlisle though and have a real go, and they're asking questions. Yeah, they're asking questions all the time. Yeah, you've got two danger men up front. When you've got two danger men up front, they only need one chance, as we've seen already. Yeah, and Carlisle have afforded them two, and forced a very good save to stop it being 2-0. Carlisle picked the ball up going forwards with White, strongly tackled by St Albans, but he hangs on. Jones now, middle of the St Albans half, takes it over to the left, and Nicky Adams, who will look to float in from that left touchline on his right foot. Quick give and go with Jabbo Ibre, runs up to the edge of the area, return ball in search of Adams, was overhit. Down the hill it zips once again, and behind for a St Albans goal kick. 17 on the clock. The home side 1, Carlisle United 0. Good noise around us here. You can hear Keith Keel shouting Jabbo, telling him that wasn't the right ball. I don't think Ibre needed him to pass that on, to be quite honest. I think he was aware. I'll keep you posted on all those scores as they come in the FA Cup. Lots of 0-0s. We're only 16 or so minutes into our games this afternoon. Lots of 0-0s flashing around at the moment, but one that we know it isn't is Taunton 1, Barrow 0 at the Viridor Stadium. Jeb Mills watching that one on BBC Radio Cumbria AM and online. It's their first ever home game in the FA Cup, Taunton, and they've taken their first ever home lead in the first round. Ball down the left-hand side from Granger, picks out Jones. He whips one across the midfield to Rains. Ellis and Kennedy around him. Kennedy looks back in field to Mike Jones. Not the most accurate of passes, but Jones manages to go and gather. Down the left-hand side, Carlisle now come with Danny Granger, the fullback. Nicky Adams in front of him. Ibre just exchanges balls with Adams down that left-hand side. Tries to go past his fullback, gets the crossing on his left foot. Charlie White sort of leaves it, tries to turn and maybe dummy it for Kennedy, but the defender got there and nodded it behind well. Yeah, it's a good ball. Yeah, good bit of play again gets for Carlisle. Yeah, good build-up down the left-hand side. We've got the BBC coverage today on a screen in front of us as well here, and I can just see that Taunton goal against Barrow. It's just gone in front of us. That's how long it takes as the ball comes into the penalty area for Carlisle. Good punch from goalkeeper Russell for St Albans clearing, and it will go out to play for a Carlisle throw-in midway inside that Taunton half. But work for Barrow to do, work for Carlisle to do. Both of your sides in BBC Radio Cumbria Sport FA Cup commentary are behind in the early stages of these games, and we're up to the 19th minute now. Been a enthralling afternoon. It is an enthralling afternoon, yeah. The Carlisle are going to show some steel and some bottle today, to come back from this. Well, they should do. I would back them to do, but we shall see. Ball into the penalty area. Danny Granger's throw. Flick on there from Rains. Might just fall into Charlie White. Goes around the goalkeeper. Referee has pointed and given the penalty. Yeah. Now, he looked like he went looking for that one a little bit. The referee wants to have a word with someone. He's given the penalty. Goalkeeper, in the end, will have taken down Charlie White. I have to say, Charlie White got there first. He did. Nudged it round him. But he certainly was inviting the contact. Let's say that. I'm not saying it didn't occur. I'm not for 1 minute saying that he's dived. But he certainly he knew he wasn't really going to get an easy shot on goal. He's invited the tackle, and the goalkeeper's obliged, and Carlisle have a penalty conceded in the 19th minute, and now an opportunity to equalise as we go into the 20th here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Danny Granger to take it, lethal from the spot generally, but of course this is the FA Cup. Waiting for the referee's whistle. There it goes. Granger steps up. Goalkeeper can't get there. It's 1-1. Ibre fist pumps towards the heavens. The Carlisle fans go into delirium. Carlisle United are level here. And I tell you what, that means a lot to them, because this has been nervy here. St Albans have been giving just as good as they've got. The penalty won by White, dispatched by Granger. It's St Albans 1, Carlisle 1. Definitely a penalty. The keeper just caught him. Like you say, he invited the challenge, just knocked it past the keeper. Keeper came out on this surface as well. A little bit slide. He couldn't control it. Couldn't control his actions. Just clipped him. Definite penalty. No luck about it. They played themselves into that position, didn't they? The throw-in, flicked on Rains, sent into the area. And White got there, didn't he? He got the chance, and he drew the foul at the goalkeeper. Absolutely. It's as simple as that. He wasn't trying to. He was trying to sidestep him. I'm sure if he'd have got through him unscathed, he would have tried to fashion the shot on goal. But he knew that the goalkeeper might nick him, and that's exactly what he did. Carlisle level. It's taken a penalty. Already a very good save from Mark Gillespie after St Albans took the lead. Now United have a free kick at the back. Mark Ellis caught as he went to win his header, and a free kick to Carlisle. And I think one of the St Albans men walking back past him saying, "What are you on about?"
He would do.
In the Football League, you just accept that you'd maybe been mugged there.
Yeah, he got mugged off.
The St Albans man going past there saying, "Never touched you, what are you on about?" Literally held his arms out as he walked past him and was saying one or two pleasantries to him.
Like a naughty schoolboy.
Free kick to Carlisle anyway. Gillespie sends it long, raking and forwards. Rains looking for the flick on. Well defended though by St Albans. The number 6 in there is a very big man, Ben Martin, who headed clear. Adams picks it up on the left hand side for Carlisle. Gives it to Granger. Gets it back. Edge of the area, left hand side, looking to weave a bit of magic. Slides it through to Danny Granger, who just halted his run. And once again, it continues down the hill and behind for St Albans goal kick. But if you are just joining us, you're just a minute late to have heard Carlisle United level things up. And Carlisle United level here at St Albans, who had taken the lead in the 4th minute. Granger with a penalty, we're all square. Yeah,
it's a good response from Carlisle. You know, our heads didn't go down. You know, we started playing, started moving the ball quickly. Yeah, Charlie gets through. Yeah, draws the keeper. Foul, penalty.
Here, with that cramped in here, I've just written on this guy from the Times' coat next to me. Just nobody tell him. Put pen on his coat.
Don't tell him.
Flick down the line from Joyce for Carlisle. Nodding it around in the midfield there. Good little drop of the shoulder from Mike Jones, and then sends ball out to the left, Nicky Adams. He'll fancy a little scamper forwards, a sort of a playground player the way he likes to play. Drifts the ball out to the right hand side for Mark Ellis, but the defender gets onto it, Hurd. Ellis wins the second ball though, nods it to White, looks to just flick it round the corner. His first touch wasn't brilliant there, was it? And Keith Kill, you can hear shouting Charlie in front of us. Oh dear, they've been caught out now. Theophanis and Moraes coming forwards. Theophanis takes on the shot somewhat greedily there. Loose touching there from Jones, slipped left. Lost the ball to Theophanis, and he was running through. He had Moraes to his left, never looked up, took the shot on and dragged it wide. That was a big moment. They were 2-on-1 running at Carlisle there.
Those are the decisions you make at this level. You know, bad decision. Should have squared it. But centre forward scored 15 goals this season. You know, that's what centre forwards do.
Now Jason Kennedy's gone in a bit firm on Hurd in that midfield, and it's a free kick to St Albans, middle of the Carlisle half. And I wonder if they have a free kick specialist. They've got scoring specialists, throw-in specialists. The goalkeeper coach is the goalkeeper's a Chelsea coach. Got all sorts of specialists at St Albans. What are they like on the free kicks? We'll find out in a moment. Looks like the number 4 Chappell fancies this. He is the man who takes the big throw-in. David Noble's also had a sniff around at the former Exeter man, but it's going to be Chappell who's going to take it on his left foot. It is to the left of centre. It's a good 40 yards out on the angle, closer to halfway than the goal line. So it would take something special to shoot. I'm sure it'll be a cross towards the edge of the area, head towards goal, and not the best of efforts in the end, and it's behind for a goal kick to Carlisle United. But they did win it. They got onto it on the edge of the United penalty area as we go into the 24th minute.
Yeah, the 2 big lads, 5 and the 6 are really big lads. You know, 6'3", 6'4". You know, we've just got to compete with them in there.
Maidstone have the lead against Rochdale. It is upset Sunday, isn't it, at the moment? St Albans holding Carlisle after taking the lead, 1-1 now. Taunton leading Barrow. Maidstone leading Rochdale. National League against League One there. Out to the right-hand side come Carlisle as they just crossed halfway, but then forced back into their own half by St Albans. Rains goes square across the defensive line to Brisley. Looking forwards towards Jabo Ibare. Good strength to fend off Martin, the central defender. Back out it goes to Kennedy, who's popped up currently on the left-hand side, supporting Danny Granger. Nicky Adams has floated and is playing in behind the strikers at the moment. Granger's had to go back into defence, and Sean Brisley thought about the raking ball out to the right-hand side. He has got a good range of passing as Brisley. Cuts it back round the corner to Mike Jones, who's just popping up on the left of midfield. Crosses halfway, coming inside, gives it to Granger. Adams goes down the left touchline. Granger coming up towards the edge of the area, gives it on to Adams. Held up by the fullback, gets the cross in. Ibray controls deftly on the edge of the area. Joyce thought about the shot, scored a perler against Crawley last time out. Ball into the middle from Ellis, falls again to Joyce on the edge. Decides not to shoot, squares the ball to Adams from the left. Sends it into the area, Wyke attacking it. Defender clears it, and they'll pick it up on the edge of the area with St Albans, and they'll look to break away. Forwards it goes in search of Theophanis. He's just guarded by Rains back into the St Albans half. Hurd moving the ball around, gives it to the former Exeter man Noble, always a classy customer in midfield for the Grecians, now playing of course for St Albans. Out to the left hand side, the Saints, or City, they're somewhat corrective nicknames for St Albans. Ball forwards it goes for St Albans, but gathered in there by Jones, who's taken down by Cristiano Ronaldo's body double, and he appeals a bit like Ronaldo, thinking it wasn't a free kick when it clearly was.
Yeah, definitely a body double.
Was it
not a facial double?
A showbiz strop? Must be where he's...
Is he a diva?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Got one or two tattoos actually I noticed there. He must have to have those covered up for his adverts, because Ronaldo famously doesn't have tattoos, because it means you can't give blood, doesn't it? There you go, you see. A Ronaldo fact that I've pulled out of Lord only knows where. Jones on the ball. Who'd thought I'd be quoting Real Madrid stats in a game between St Albans and Carlisle United? Forwards it goes for United up towards the edge of the area. Ibre brings it down, all the touch sent him towards goal and caused a bit of havoc. Kennedy manages to send it to the left hand side in search of White. The defender's going to try and jockey it behind, and I think Charlie White's got in there and put it out for a throw-in rather than a goal kick, but Kennedy is down after playing the ball there. I think caught as he played it. United's number 7, who's been over on that left-hand side for a little bit, but he is starting as a right midfielder.
Yeah, he's flowing, from that left-hand side.
He's not the man who really floats. I think that would be it's Adams who floats from the left, and Kennedy goes and fills in the gaps.
Right, okay, yeah.
He gets in there and makes it a 3 in midfield. He's much more natural position in the middle of the park. So they're almost going 4-3-3, Carlisle, with Ibre and Wyke up top, and Adams doing what he likes in and around them. There's a thrown in the right-back position to St Albans, who've had a cracking first near half an hour here. In the 27th minute it's 1-1, and it was the home side from Conference South who took the lead as well. More goals coming in the FA Cup. Sheffield United in action as well. I'll let you know who scores what. I think it might be the Blades who are scoring in this one. They're on the ball at the moment on the TV screen in front of me. On the pitch in front of me though, Jones coming across the midfield, out to Ellis on the right, gives it inside to Joyce, couldn't get beyond his man for the give and go. Forced back inside to Jones, caught as he looked to play. Referee thought about giving a free kick, loose pass back. He's got Moraes on the ball, running at Rains, and Rains takes him out, and I think that'll be a yellow card to Michael Rains. Now I wonder back here whether the referee thought about giving a free kick to Carlisle, thought better of it, played an advantage of source, let play go on. Carlisle squandered possession and now wind up with one of their centre halves being booked, and it is a definite booking. But did the referee make the right decision not to pull up play here for when Ellis was caught? Yeah,
it was difficult. It was one of those decisions. He turned and played it blind. Put his centre half in a little bit of trouble. I think if that would have me, I'd have given him a few choice words for the pass back.
A real pat on the back though, I have to say, to Junior Moraes, because as soon as he stepped inside Michael Rains there, he unceremoniously dropped him. And that just shows the quality that he's already demonstrated with his opening goal in the 4th minute.
He's got pace.
Rains did not want to let him have a crack on goal there. Here comes the free kick, lifted towards the back post. St Albans attack. Brisley wins the header. Moraes will like to try and get out there and pick it up before it goes out of play for the throw-in. Gets there. Fancy's taking on Granger. Crosses deep, crosses poor, into the fans. Goal kick Carlisle.
He's a little bit hot and cold, isn't he?
As you'd expect.
Yeah, definitely at this level. Yeah, consistency is the key at this level.
I think he came through the ranks at Millwall, but signed in the summer from Boreham Wood, Junior Moraes. They're in the Conference National. Almost a relationship, I think, between the two clubs, not too far apart, Boreham Wood and St Albans. Ian Allenson used to manage the National League side, now with the National League South side here.
He's taking a few players with him.
Taking a whole number, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 in the starting lineup. On the right-hand side, with Wyke up towards the edge of the penalty area, gives it inside to Adams, cuts it back, defended well. Wyke will pick it up again on the edge of the area, under pressure from the St Albans defenders, gathered by Jones for Carlisle, thought about trying to get the shot away on his right foot, defender clears, Jones will pick it up again, middle of the St Albans half now, doesn't pass blind back to his defenders because both St Albans strikers are staying up front, trying to cut off that option. Ball goes out to play, slightly too heavily hit pass across midfield from Carlisle, but that is brave but also clever. Both Moraes and Theophanis are staying up front on the United centre halves, which means Carlisle just can't pass it blind out of trouble into the central defence.
Which is what we've done twice.
Yeah, and they have done. That is good work from Ian Allenson, you've got to give him credit.
Well, they've obviously had Carlisle watching, they know Carlisle want to play the ball.
Wow, do Conference South sides come and watch?
I think they'll have
found out something, I'm sure.
Yeah, they've found out something. Knowing they're playing them in the FA Cup first round, they'll have had Carlisle watched at one game, definitely.
Ball over the top now. Moraes looking to get around Rains, who's got to be careful here. Brisley comes over to help out, and between them they manage to pull it out of play for a St Albans throw in to the left of the penalty area. We're up to the half-hour mark. Ian Allenton is, he's a veteran really of Football League and High League. He got 23 goals for Arsenal in 105 games in the mid-80s, so he's all about the Football League and the top divisions, and will know about trying to get under the skin of a side like Carlisle, and there's no doubt St Albans are today. All looking for this long throw coming in from Chappell from the left-hand side. He's taking his time. I think he's got it. His run-up's taken him behind the burger van. I think he's having a cup of tea. Here he comes. Into the pitch it goes. Up towards the penalty spot. They've got in there. There's a win from the header from a St Albans man. It breaks on the edge, but Carlisle just managed to get it clear. It was a useful-looking ball as well. It didn't just clear it, it got it going forwards. Now Carlisle after it. Defender, he's done ever so well. Really good work there from Scott Thomas, nodding it back to his goalkeeper there, because Carlisle had a couple of men lurking.
Yeah, it was great header back to the keeper.
But to no avail. 1-1, St Albans Carlisle, BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, 31st minute. Pulsating first half an hour has come and gone. We've got national newspapers, The Times and The Sun next to us. I hope they're enjoying this as well. Absolutely is the shout from my right-hand side. Ellis after the ball on halfway, trying to keep it in play. Forwards it goes in search of Ibarre, cleared by St Albans, challenging for it. Joyce fells his man, Hurd down again, free kick to the home side, just inside the Carlisle half on the left, and Jamie Devitt sent down the tunnel to maybe get ready in earnest. Free kick taken early forwards by David Noble, flicked on Moraes for St Albans. Flag goes up, free kick to Carlisle United, and Sheffield United do have the lead. Is it against Leyton Orient? I think it is, anyway, in the cup. I'm trying to work out who the lay would be. I can only imagine Leyton Orient. I'll keep my eyes on that one.
Leytonstone?
Yeah, well, exactly. Could it be one of the...
Anybody in the FA Cup?
Yeah, Leyland. I'll keep my eyes on that one. I'll let you know as soon as the score comes back across in front of me. I know Maidstone lead against Rochdale. I know Taunton lead against Barrow. I know Carlisle are level here. It is Leyton Orient. Yeah, first guess was right, and it was a guess, I'll be honest. Sheffield United 1, Leyton Orient 0 elsewhere in the first round of the FA Cup. 9 ties today, 2 of them covered for you live on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Carlisle United just taking a degree of control, but they have got to play up that significant hill in the second half, although you would think they would have the superior fitness. Trying to go forwards is the shout from Keith Curl. Jones up towards the edge of the area. Ibarre round his man, felt he was held. I think he was, but maybe you need more than that to get a free kick in a game like this. Forwards, Moraes, suspicion of handball. Ooh, he's throwing the ball away in anger there. And I think, is the referee going to pull out a card? He should do, but I think he's going to show a degree of sympathy here. Michael Rains is saying it should be a card. Moraes gathered the ball. I know what he's thinking.
To the letter of the law, it should be. It should.
I know what he's thinking. Rains pushed him in the back as he went to control it. It pitched up off something and hit his arm. He doesn't think that's deliberate. The ref gives the free kick, not his way but the other way, and he bowls the ball away in anger. And maybe it's good refereeing there. He doesn't have to apply the letter of the law there. He's just a frustrated young man there that he's been once again mugged by the Football League defender. But he's mugged Carlisle with a beautiful goal early in this game. It's 1-1. Ball comes off a St Albans defender, thrown to Carlisle to the left of the penalty area. Another goal going in. Boreham Wood have the lead against Wickham. Well, it really is a day for upsets at the moment, or hints of upsets in the first round of the FA Cup. Out on the left-hand side, Carlisle United looking to get this thrown into the area. Danny Granger has his own long throw. Nothing compared to Chappell of St Albans, who's got an absolute mortar into the penalty area when he lines one up. Granger just taking his time. Now he backpedals, groans from the home fans that he's taking his time, but it's going to be a short throw in the end to Nicky Adams. Tries to sidestep his man, tries to find the angle for the cross, gives it to Joyce. Oh, he just dallied a little, then has to go back to Granger. He's closed down, back to Joyce. St Albans are doing brilliantly here to force Carlisle some 20 yards back down the line, up to the edge of the area. Rains with a flick on. St Albans should clear from left back and do. Jones will pick it up. He's being closed down by Theophanis. Has Joyce inside him if he can find the angle for the ball. Slides it square. He's being closed down by Moraes. Can't dwell too long. Doesn't. Gives it to Granger on the left. Back inside to... Oh, it's gone behind Joyce. Again, a slightly errant ball from Carlisle United. Just... You know what? It looks like an FA Cup game, this.
It does,
They're just slightly not on the money, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're closing us down. They're not giving us time on the ball. And it's good play by them.
But if Carlisle were absolutely on it here, like they were against Crawley at the weekend, surely St Albans couldn't do enough to close them down.
Yeah, but we know what the FA Cup does. This extra little bit of adrenaline. The extra run, closing players down. You know, they know they're in a game.
They certainly do. Out on the right-hand side with Casey coming forwards for St Albans. Gives it inside to David Noble. Vast experience, the 34-year-old. Down the right-hand side, it goes now to Theophanis under pressure from Brisley. Manful shug on him from Brisley. Now he's holding his shirt. Little back heel. Picks out a teammate there. Casey down the right trying to get away from Granger. Strong tangle, and I think Granger will get the free kick in the end. He was being very physical himself there, I have to say, Danny Granger, but just stayed on the right side of the law. And I think the fullback for St Albans felt aggrieved and then just basically dragged him back.
Yeah, he did. He dragged him back, yeah. It's been a good physical game, though.
I'm hearing
not played in a good spirit as well.
I'm hearing the chaps to our left from Radio Verulam who've been very helpful for us, helping to get us on air this afternoon here at St Albans, declaring that was a certain St Albans free kick, but I'm not so sure. But anyway, they are on the ball here, coming forwards down the left-hand side with Tom Bender. He's gone a long way. Ellis isn't going to catch him. Oh, he is, you know.
Great
Bender
tackle.
he shouldn't have been able, should he? Bender just took a bit too long on it, got a long way there, but he should have released the cross into the area, and he allowed Ellis to tackle him as much as anything. Now Carlisle coming forwards with Nicky Adams down the left, puts his head down, goes past Noble, sends it across the edge of the penalty area, finds Wyke. Did he come back from an offside position? Doesn't matter. Strong tackle from St Albans, and they clear. Carlisle picking it back up there with Jones. Might fancy the shot from range. Instead, spreads it to the right hand side. Kennedy gives it further over to Ellis. He'll cross, lifts it to the back post. Goalkeeper comes, flaps. Adams will get there. Time and space. Oh, his layoff to Jones isn't good enough. It wasn't good enough all round, and St Albans clear and come away down the left hand side. Momentarily 2-on-2, running at the Carlisle back line, running at Rains, who can't lunge in at him. Already on a yellow, past him into the area, gets a shot off. Rains closes it down and manages to clear. Great running from Maraise. He's an exciting player when he's got it on him.
He's explosive.
He really is. But Carlisle United just managed to fend that one off. Welcome to listeners on AM and online. We'll reconnect as soon as we can with Taunton. Back with you very shortly. As you're probably well aware now, we're finding witchcraft to broadcast from these grounds in the FA Cup first round this afternoon. As soon as we've got Jed back, you'll be back over there. Here, Carlisle 1-1 with St Albans, who took the lead, but United equalised through a Granger penalty. Here they come down the left. Granger after it. Strong tackle. Still Granger going. Slams in the cross. Defended as well. Does it go behind? No, the goalkeeper's managed to stop that. Carlisle feel they should have the corner. Linesman's flag stays down, and St Albans come away down the left-hand side with fullback Tom Bender. Just broke away down the left.
A fantastic pace, the game.
Really is.
It's end to end.
Brisley wins his header well there. Dean Warning in commentary. Carlisle United legend with me on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Back with Jed and Barrow very shortly, listeners on AM and online. Good switch of play from Carlisle. Right to left. Picks out Adams. Running at his man. Edge of the area. Steps inside. Crosses in. White with the flick.
Yes!
Ibre gets onto the loose ball. Flag up.
Offside.
Not the lead for Carlisle. Ibre was offside. Probably not when Adams swung in the cross, but when White made the touch, the goalkeeper saved. That is when Ibre became active. Offside, no goal. It stays 1-1. St Albans against Carlisle.
Yeah, fantastic play. Great switch ball. Great crossing. Yeah, very unlucky. Very unlucky.
The goalkeeper did his job there, didn't he? I mean, he did spill it, but he saved the White header, which was the legal one. And when Ibre responded with a tap in, he was off. I'm sure as a Chelsea goalkeeping youth coach, he'd have liked to have gathered it in one, though.
For the first time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have words from Antonio Conte about what he's teaching the youngsters there. Good little sidestep in defence there from St Albans on halfway. 39 on the clock. Coming forwards, the home side from National League South. And Rains has tripped his man again. And the referee's calling him in. And he's already on a yellow. And it's the second time he's tripped Maraise. Lee Dykes is talking to the fourth official. Off is the shout. The referee telling everyone to back away, telling them to calm down. He must be on an absolute last warning here. And I wonder if Keith Cole is just telling somebody to get warmed up. He has. Who is it? It's Reggie Lamb. I'm not too sure about that one. Now, he's telling Danny Granger that Michael Rains is on an absolute last warning here. Reggie Lamb has gone out to warm up. Devitt was warming up. I was wondering if he'd be telling Tom Miller to warm up. He's already out there, actually. Must be in his mind to take off Michael Rains. He won't want to, but one more errant tackle on these lively strikers, and he's off.
Very lucky, really lucky.
The referee, you could see him reaching for a yellow there, and then he saw who it was.
But I don't think it was a yellow.
Maybe not, but it's one of those where the referee saw who'd made the foul and immediately stepped back.
Because he's made a foul 2 minutes, 3 minutes before, it's in his mind.
And he's just let off Maraise from throwing the ball away, hasn't he? So
and it looks like we're going to make a substitution.
Yeah, something's just been given into the fourth official here. I think Michael Rains is going to have to come off. keep our eyes on this and see the fourth official's doing this. While we wait for that, Moraes is going to take the free kick. He fancies it, you know, from here. He's not got another one in him, has he? Plays it inside after Hurd. He's going to get there, puts it back across the middle. Goalkeeper saves with his feet. Jones clears up towards halfway. Nicky Adams after it. Can't win it. Goes and tries to take it off Moraes. Nice footwork. Takes it away from two Carlisle men. Plays it square. St Albans keep on the ball. The change is coming very shortly here. It looks like 5-4-19, is it? I think that's Reggie Lamb's going to come on for Michael Rains. But anyway, we're getting a sneak preview of the fourth official's board. The ball goes out of play for a throw-in on the far side. Carlisle aren't quite ready. It looks like Reggie Lamb is going to come on. I wonder how that will see Carlisle rejig things. We'll keep our eyes on that. They're not doing the change just yet. It's the 41st minute. St Albans have a throw-in to the right of the Carlisle penalty area, and Chappell's making that long walk across to go and take it. I bet he gets tired out from just crossing the pitch so regularly to take the throw-ins,
yeah, he's taking them from the right side, he's taking them from the left side. Well, it's almost like a corner.
He's saying to his manager, can't you just play me centre mid so I'm not as far? Out on that right-hand side then, you can expect a big throw. You can expect St Albans to pile bodies in. We're into the last 5 minutes before the interval. 1-1. St Albans throw into the area. Great length on it. Brisley clears. Jones gets it further away. Adams gathers out on the left. Plays it down the line to Ibarre. Sidesteps his man. Goes back inside. Has runners down the middle. Plays it back down the line to left-back Danny Granger. Infield to Jones. They'll look to keep it away from range for the next few minutes. Further forwards to Kennedy. Crosses halfway. Clips it to the left and Adams. Ibarre picks it up though instead. Granger gets back up with play. Looks like he'll send something into the area. No. Down the line it goes to Nicky Adams. Can cross on his left or right. On his left. After it, the defender falls to White. Tries the big worldie. And the flag goes up. Tried the massive spinning roundhouse. And he was already offside, and it's a free kick to St Albans. And here comes the change. And it is Michael Rains off. And it's Reggie Lamb on. And Michael Rains looks down at the floor in frustration. But he can't argue. He has to go off because he was going to get himself sent off. And he's lucky to stay on. To be honest, he could have gone there, letter of the law. I'm not saying the referee would have been absolutely right. But in the 40...
I think it's a good decision. I think it's a good decision back in the Keith.
Yeah, 42nd minute. Reggie Lamb comes on. Now, what will this be? I think it's Lamb to right back. Ellis goes into the middle. Tom Miller, I understand, still is suffering from the effects of the knock. Keith Gill told me he was okay to be on the bench, but I think United are just a bit concerned about Tom Miller, so don't worry that Keith Gill suddenly turned on Tom Miller. I think he's still your main man at right back, but I think there's just a touch of concern about Tom Miller over whether he was entirely ready for the game today.
Yeah, I spoke to him before the game. He said he had a little bit of a headache this morning.
There you go. Insider knowledge there from Dean Walling, who recommended Tom Miller to Carlisle. Of course, Dino used to... Well, you've got very strong ties with Lincoln still, haven't you, of course, in your playing days there, but you did all the Opta stats and everything, didn't you, over there?
Yeah, I watched Tom a lot last year, the year before he came. Excellent player. Strong, versatile.
And a top man, centre-half, right back, probably could do a very good job on the right in midfield. Carlisle free kick, it's way out on the left-hand side, little nick on Nicky Adams. He's going to lift it in, whip towards the near post, comes off a defender, goalkeeper will do well. He's just flapped it to the left of his goal, but he's put it out. The referee said it was a free kick to him, actually. The linesman, but the referee's just said play on, he managed to gather the ball. Not entirely sure that was a free kick, if I'm honest. Either way, Brad Potts has got a couple of goals. It's certainly one, I beg your pardon. It's Blackpool 2, Kidderminster 0. And I'm reading, I think that it's Taunton 2, Barrow 1, but I'll get confirmation of that one as soon as I can. Yep, correct, in fact. 2-1 down Barrow are against Taunton. Didn't hear about the equaliser or the second goal there. I'll get more on that one at half-time in the 44th minute. Out on the left-hand side, coming forwards, Nicky Adams for Carlisle United. Up to the edge of the penalty area, crosses towards the edge, mistouched by the defender. Kennedy onto it, tried to get the spin. It was a very good bit of defending there from somebody who blocked it at source. Tried to spin and hit it in one. Brisley holding on to Moraes rather. Tries to pick out his strike partner Theophanis, and does. Luke Joyce snapping in with the tackle. Carlisle tidy it up.
Good recovery tackle. See how they're leaving the two up front?
Yeah.
2 against 2.
It's brave stuff from St Albans, really good stuff. They're really having a go at Carlisle here. They're not disgracing themselves in any way, shape or form. Out in the middle, Jones running for Carlisle. Wanted Reggie Lamb to run down the right, just delayed too long. Lamb making his run, Jones couldn't pick him. Back to Adams, edge of the area, up to Ibere, slides it back into Adams, tried to play it back, over intricate for Carlisle, and St Albans clear. Brisley with a good commanding interception though. Out to the left-hand side in Granger. Will he sling one into the area? He's allowed his man to close him down. In the end he takes on, was it a shot or was it a cross? I just never know with Danny Granger. Was it a mishit cross or a wonderful effort on goal from United's captain?
I think that was a cross.
I think it was probably a cross, but honestly he does try things like that every once in a while.
Fantastic left foot. Fantastic left foot.
10 seconds of the 45 to go. Well, when we see the highlights later, if they show that one on the BBC Score Service today, you'll be able to tell me to at BBC Cumbria Sport whether you thought that was a cross or a shot. Probably a cross. There's going to be 2 minutes time added on. 2 minutes at the end of this half. We are 7 seconds into that. The rain's coming down at St Albans City. Thankfully, we're under the lip of the stand, the main stand that we're in here. And big thanks to St Albans FC for housing us here and amongst the masses of press who've come to watch this game, while all the fans, the majority of them, are out exposed to the elements. Moraes picks the ball up, edge of the Carlisle penalty area. Joyce slings a tackle in. Likewise Lamb, that is a meaty tackle from the St Albans man. He got the last touch as well. And he's got a word or two for Reggie Lamb as well as he runs away. Not a natural right back, but has filled in for Carlisle there before this season.
Yeah, he did well with the tackle. He went in for the tackle, Reggie.
It was full-blooded though from the man in the midfield for St Albans. Reggie Lamb much more dangling a leg, while the St Albans man put everything through it. Ball down the line, Ibere, good strength, fends off his man, no one to pass to, tries to take him down the right touchline, buys the throw-in. Good defending from Bender for St Albans, the left back, the ex-Colchester man. Lamb has the throw-in. Again, another new thing for him to learn, but not a bad one on that. And Hurd has just had a little kick out at Jabbo Ibere there, and he's got a word or two for him, has Jabbo. 31-year-old Hurd just left the leg there. It wasn't anything to do with the ball. He just swung a leg at Jabbo Ibere after
he's messing with the wrong man there. Yeah,
after they clashed with each other. I saw a goalkeeper do that at Yeovil a few seasons ago, and Jabbo Ibere clotheslined him later in the game, and the referee didn't see it. I would be a scared man if I were Ben Hurd after that. Bicycle kick clearance from the man in question. Good stuff. Flick forwards. Ellis heads it back from whence it came, and I thought it was going to drift out for the throw-in, but no. Lifted forwards. Ellis nods it back. Theophanis picks it up, middle of the Carlisle half for St Albans. Tries to flick it round the corner, looking for the running there of Sheppel. Good tackle from Ellis. He's having a good game. First at right back, now at centre half. Lamb picks it up, running down the right-hand side. Plays it forwards in search of Ibere. Fending off Bender. Good strength. Gets it to Kennedy. Last minute of time added on at the end of this first half. 1-1. St Albans had the lead. Carlisle equalised through a Granger penalty. And that's half-time. The referee, with Carlisle on the ball and Massing, decides to call time on this first half. It really has been an engaging 45 minutes of FA Cup football. St Albans taking the lead. Carlisle not respecting the quality of Junior Moraes. Certainly is one of those players, isn't he, who is cabbage or caviar when he gets on the ball, and it was caviar moment in the 4th minute. Picked it up, stepped inside and absolutely monstered one in from 25 yards. Back of the net, unsighted, unexpected maybe.
Unexpected,
Mark Gillespie.
More than unsighted, yeah.
Carlisle toiled for a while but got their equaliser when White danced past the goalkeeper and was taken down. In another era it might have been a red card for the goalkeeper, but the whole 2 offences thing, the 2 punishments, referees now allowed to show yellow cards if it's a genuine effort for the ball. That's what the man in the middle, Simon Hooper, did. A yellow card then for the St Albans goalkeeper. We keep 11 men versus 11. And then Danny Granger stepped up from the spot and equalised for Carlisle. That coming in the 20th minute. Plenty more drama, though, you have to say, because Michael Rains got a yellow card for tugging down Junior Moraes, and then he felled him again, and the referee sort of made a motion towards his pocket, realised which man it was, and decided to keep the cards to his chest for the time being.
In his pocket, yeah. I think it was the right decision.
It was, but he could have gone, and we knew that, and Keith Gill immediately told Reggie Lamb to get warmed up in earnest and get ready, because he was going to bring him on at right back.
Because he committed the foul 2 minutes before. It's still still fresh in the referee's mind. You know, I think the referee just made the right decision.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
And Simon Hooper is the man in the middle, and he is about to get us underway. One change for Carlisle United in the first half. Michael Rains, who was at risk of being sent off, was subbed off, replaced by Reggie Lamb, who went into right back. Mark Ellis going into the centre of defence alongside Sean Brisley. Left back Danny Granger. Mark Gillespie in goal for Carlisle. Centre of midfield, Joyce and Jones as ever. Kennedy on the right, Adams on the left. Ibarre and Wyke up front for the Cumbrians, as is in this second half. Ball out of defence is poor from Ellis, scuffed it all along the grass, which is getting wetter and wetter. The rain now really starting to tumble down at Clarence Park. St Albans looking to get another early goal after scoring early to take the lead in the first half here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Ball forwards, headed away by Ellis at the back for United. In the 46th minute as we get back underway, it was Moraes who set the scoring going with the opener early doors, and then Granger equalising in the 20th minute for Carlisle United. But St Albans certainly having their say, Dean Walling, in that first half, and Carlisle will have to more than respect them in this second. Eyes out on that left-hand side, waiting for the full-back to take it. I think, not sure exactly who it's going to be who's going to take it down that left-hand side for St Albans. Going after it in the middle there, Jones, brave tackle. Picks out Granger at left-back, Adams beyond him. They've got a bit of a 2-on-1 as they come forwards here. If Granger can pick out Adams at the right moment, plays it in behind the full-back, not enough weight on it, and the defender gets back to it. Casey looks to clear it forwards. Jones wins it back for Carlisle United though. Good interception. Keeps it out to the left looking for Adams. Picked up again by Danny Granger. Carlisle have got men in the penalty area. Here comes the cross. Didn't really catch it on the full there. It's getting wet, it's getting rugged out there. Over on the right-hand side, Reggie Lamb now comes forwards for Carlisle United. Got fast feet, clever player. Shovels it inside to Joyce. Has Jones further over. Picks out Danny Granger to the left of the area. Thinks about the shot. Slides it down the left-hand side to Adams. Steps inside his man. Oh, goes for the near post, and another defender steps across and shuts the door. And it goes, no, it doesn't go out for the throw-in. Picks it up again, Adams, and then comes again down the left. Crosses at the near post. Defender clears it back into his own face and behind for a corner. Now, I've seen that happen before with the defender. Put it into his own face and into the back of his own net, and in doing so, broke his own nose. Unbelievable misfortune on that occasion. Thankfully, this time it's just a corner, and the appendages remain intact.
Classic YouTube clip.
It is a very classic YouTube clip. Waiting for this corner to come in. I'm trying to look through the cage at who is taking it. I think it'll be a Nicky Adams in-swinger from the left-hand side. Carlisle going up the hill from right to left in front of us. Ball to the back post. Very slippery out there now. The goalkeeper elects correctly to punch. Picked up by Jones on the right of the area for Carlisle. Lays it off to Lamb. Back to Jones. Middle of the Carlisle half, and then back to halfway with Ellis. Has Danny Granger, the captain, square at left-back. Just water skipping up off the ball as it zips across the surface. Looking forward, just flights one up to the edge of the area. Headed away though by Martin at the back for St Albans. Loose touch from Jones, but manages to get it back to Kennedy. He finds Lamb, crosses early, hooked away in there by the home side. Joyce wins it back for Carlisle, but St Albans will clear again. Down the right hand side, looking for the winning running of Junior Moraes, but he trod on the ball as he tried to gather it. The number 15 who scored early in this game to give St Albans the lead. Now Carlisle coming forwards down the right. Fraught pace again at the start of this game. Kennedy eased off the ball by Hurd. A strong customer in there. Already picked one fight this afternoon with Jabo Ibarre, which he may or may not live to regret. St Albans coming forwards again, but this time it's cut out by Granger. Gives it down the left to Adams. Tries to turn it round the corner in search of Wyke. Can't get there, the United striker. Picked up by St Albans in the middle. Swamping that midfield with midfielders at the moment.
It's a fraught pace. It's a good early pace. Both teams.
Certainly is. St Albans trying to respond to whatever Carlisle are throwing at them. You'd expect United's fitness to last longer, so St Albans maybe trying to have a go while they can. On the left with Hurd. Swings one into the penalty area. Not a good ball in the end because they hadn't been adventurous enough with the men forwards, and it skips out and behind for a goal kick. 50th minute, BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Emre Can scored before half-time. It's Liverpool 3, Watford 0. Elsewhere this afternoon in the Premier League. And that one is the interval now. Emre Can, along with Coutinho and Mane with the goals for Liverpool. Me and Dino have been talking about our chilly mitts at half-time. Yes, pair of us needed gloves, didn't we? You wouldn't have thought it on the way down.
It's getting a little bit colder. It started off sunny today when we woke up.
Our hotel was in Hemel, wasn't it? About 8 miles from here, and it was a lovely morning.
Beautiful morning. For
a little wander about this morning amongst the sun. It was delightful. Not quite that, by the way, that noise you just heard was him blowing on his fingers. It is chilly here at Clarence Park. Chris Lumsden would tell me if he was around that I hadn't planned ahead. I have got gloves, I can't get to them in this press box, it's too tight. I'll give them you, Dino. That's how much of a hero I am. I'd give him you if I could get to him, but I can't. Mark Gillespie with a ball across his penalty area, which is a bit risky, but managed to pick out Danny Granger and gets it back from him. And played out of defence up to Mike Jones. Gillespie then urging United players to go forwards and lifts it forwards. Ibarre in acres of space, should be able to bring this down. Nods it to Mike Jones. Further over it goes to Reggie Lamb. Just skips forward to make sure he gets onto the ball. Slides it down the middle. Good running from Kennedy. Good work from the defender. Kennedy just couldn't quite get enough on the ball as he went through. The defender got a toe on it. Didn't totally tackle Kennedy. Pushed it further ahead and he couldn't quite get onto it. Has to go down as a very good tackle.
Yeah, it was a great tackle. Yeah, great recovery tackle. I thought it was in.
Kennedy was nearly there. 51st minute, United almost in there with Kennedy, but very good work at the back for St Albans, who are having a real good go here. And I'm not even saying that in a pat on the head, patronising way. They really are coming at Carlisle. Here they come again down the left-hand side. Good little bit of footwork there from Chappell, trying to get away from Reggie Lamb. He's round him. Reggie Lamb's had a bit of a tug at him. Gets the cross into the middle. Ellis cushions it away. Hurd picks it up. Square ball into the chest of Jones. Hurd's there again for St Albans. Shot might come in from the edge. Guided for the top corner. Goal kick, Carlisle. Well, Chappell had a real old go down that left-hand side. The number 4 for St Albans really went after Reggie Lamb, and Reggie Lamb had him for pace, but when it came down to strength and, I guess, brawn in the end, he just couldn't quite live with him.
I think that's what they'll do. They'll try and attack Reggie Lamb down that side. You know, he's not a natural defender, I wouldn't say, would you?
Oh, he's not at all, but he's done it before. He's filled in there before for Carlisle, and he's very adventurous going forwards, as you'd imagine, because he's a natural right winger. Inside pass from Lamb at right back to Mike Jones. Thought about going to Granger, then changed his mind. Granger did have the space, actually. Lamb now running down that right-hand side. They're sitting off him and sort of inviting him, saying, come on then, if you're good enough, take us on. And he's not quite managing to try and get past the 3 of them. Wyke has it on the edge of the St Albans penalty area. Sliding tackle from Hurd. Kept in play Wyke. Inside to Lamb. Running inside. Gets the cross. Ibre after it. Falls to Adams on the edge. No, not quite. Defended it very well. Took it away from Adams' toe. Plays it to the right-hand side, and Casey will come forwards now down the right flank. Out of play. This could find its way into the press box. Not quite. It hits the corner of the dugout. It's one of those dugouts with that sort of tarmac roof, isn't it? Just set down a metre below pitch level. There's probably a little bath in the bottom of that one now with the rain falling down around us. Keith Kills had to throw a jacket on. His blue sports jacket now dropped for something that will actually keep the rain off him. Dapper goes for Dreyer. Joyce brings it down in the midfield. Water dripping off all the players now as they go after the ball. Brought down on the chest of Kennedy. On halfway for United. Gives it back to fill-in right back Lamb for Carlisle. If you're just joining us, Ellis started at right back, went inside. Rains had to go off because he was on a yellow, and he looked like he was getting closer to a second yellow and a red. Tom Miller on the bench, but has complained of headaches this morning after his knock on the head last time out for Carlisle, and so he is not involved today. He's on the bench officially, but they've gone with Reggie Lamb at right back for Carlisle in Miller's stead. Sure, he's fine, Tom Miller, though. He's been chatting with Dean Walling, who he knows from his Lincoln days. Ball forwards, good ball. Ellis has to win this and does. Theophanis was right in behind him. Danny Granger sends it back to his goalkeeper, who will control on his right and then play it square to Granger. He's under pressure from Moraes, clears it well. Up towards halfway. Ibre's being held, fends off one man, then turns to try and run at another. He is 34, Jabu Ibre, but he's so fleet of foot still, and he's such a big man. Really works hard on his fitness, does Ibre. Crossfield ball. Looking out towards Kennedy on the right from Granger. Had to work hard to retrieve that one. It wasn't a brilliant pass, but he got onto it in the end, did Kennedy. Lamb can't keep it away, though, from that man Hurd, who, despite somewhat errantly picking a fight with Jabu Ibre earlier, he was actually having quite a good game.
Very tenacious.
If I'd have made that decision early in this game, I think I'd have probably, my head would have been all over the place, looking towards the big Jabu as he went down the tunnel. But Hurd's doing well in the various circumstances that face him. Ball across the midfield for Carlisle to Granger at left back. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport 1-1 St Albans against Carlisle as we move into the 55th minute. 10 minutes gone in this second half. Just over the half hour to go for United to find their way past St Albans, or this game will go to an FA Cup replay. Unless, of course, there's another shock and twist in the tail for St Albans. Down the right, Adams runs a long way, gets the cross in. Again, well cleared. Very good in the air, the two central defenders, Hill and Martin at the back for St Albans. United have got no change from them really this afternoon. Out to the right with Lamb. He'll come forwards. Has a man in front of him. It's Adams. He'll cross on his left this time. Looking towards Kennedy at the back post. Over him. Granger will retrieve it before it goes behind for the goal kick. Thinks about the early cross, sends it in, sliding across the penalty area. Ibre gets the shot in. Kennedy on the return. Brilliantly defended behind again by St Albans. This time it was Josh Hill. Kennedy thought he was putting it into the back of the net, and Hill bravely put his noggin in there. Got a knock as he did so and turned it behind. It should have been the Carlisle second, but for some brave defending.
Yeah, fantastic defending. Yeah, that's what they needed. Yeah, it looks like they're going to put their lives on the line for this game.
Yeah, they're really going after this. Dean Walling in commentary on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. United legend Adams swings it back post. Goalkeeper gloves it away from just under his bar. Picked up on the edge of the area by Ibare for Carlisle. Out to Jones. Sends it back in. Fizzed into the chest of the defender. Dealt with that one without too much problem. And it just bashes it back downfield where Mark Gillespie will gather. Big moments there, but St Albans survive.
Yeah, big moments, big moments.
There's more going on here as Barrow look to come forwards, I gather. Taunton 2, Barrow 2 is the latest we've heard, but Barrow have now appeared on the TV screen in front of me, which tends to suggest that they might be in for a goal here. I'm keeping my eyes on the screen and the pitch here as Ibare earns a corner for Carlisle. Here comes a throw-in into the area for Barrow at Taunton, looking to get onto something here. I feel like I'm going mad here as I'm watching two different games at once, because it seems like there might be a Barrow goal on the way. Or is it a Taunton goal? I don't know. Anyway, back on the pitch in front of us. Carlisle ready to take the corner. Nicky Adams to take it on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Here it goes towards the near post. Kennedy with a flick!
Yes!
And it's into the back of the net. Don't know who got the last touch. Kennedy certainly.
Like
St Albans appealing for something. Kennedy is getting the acclaim of his players. It's an 8th goal of the season for Jason Kennedy with a glance at the near post. May have taken another touch on the way through. He seems to be claiming it. 57 on the clock. 8 goals for the season for Jason Kennedy. It's St Albans 1, Carlisle 2.
Fantastic balling, fantastic cornering. Lots of pace. Just skip past the near post. Yeah, got a flick header into the far post. Great header.
Yeah. And you feel a bit hard on St Albans, who've really fought hard here, but it was a whip ball at that near post and a glancing header. Both parts of that were good, and that's why it's a goal.
Yeah, to be fair, for the last 10 minutes we've been pushing forward and pushing them back. You know, we've really put the pressure on, to be fair.
Well, there you go. Don't think there was a further goal in that Barrow game, so it remains Taunton 2, Barrow 2. But now here at Clarence Park, it's St Albans 1, Carlisle 2. And now will Carlisle flex their muscles? Will they assert themselves? Or will St Albans come at them again and show more of what they've got? Really have been a credit to their fans, St Albans, the way they've played here. They've got midfielders who've tried to engage and play their way around the Carlisle midfield from the Football League, a side unbeaten all season in all competitions. They've got strikers who've gone after the United goalkeeper. Certainly Murray's in the 4th minute caught Mark Gillespie out. Now, though, they're behind, and we'll see what they're made of.
Yeah, we'll see what they're made of, yeah.
Swansea 0, Manchester United 1, by the way, is the latest, and Paul Pogba has scored from midfield for United. Jones gathers the ball on halfway for Carlisle United, then looks to send it forwards out to the right-hand side, and goal scorer Kennedy. Granger and Kennedy just sort of really trying to keep pace with each other for goals at the moment.
Yeah. 8 this season.
8 for Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think that's 6 for Granger. It might be 5. Out to the left-hand side come United. Danny Granger has it to Adams. Back to Granger. Suddenly there are just gaps appearing. Carlisle not being closed down just quite so quick. Maybe that superior fitness, that professional nature just starting to show a little as the ball goes into the area. Kennedy flicks again, but the goalkeeper gathered it much more simply this time. Kennedy got there above everyone. Great little ghost into the box from Kennedy. He's such a clever player at arriving late.
Yeah, really good.
Brisley wins the header as St Albans clear forwards, and he rather kicks around his man. Forwards it goes. Theophanis steps around, gets the shot, deflects and goes wide, and it's a corner to St Albans. Totally flat-footed was Mark Gillespie. Could have gone in, could have been the equaliser. It is a corner to St Albans, who trail 2-1.
This game's still not over at 2-1. You know, St Albans, to be fair to them, you know, they're still putting on the pressure. You know, we've just got to maybe weather this storm for just 5 or 10 minutes. You know, they will tire. Obviously, has been the league club. You know, they'll tire towards the end. You know, so we've just got to keep the ball moving.
They'll use their substitutions to try and mitigate against that, won't they? But whether they can or not will become evident. They do have a corner here. Chappell to take it. Gets decent whip in towards the back post. Gillespie gathers. Dear me, that is a brave claim there. He gathered, turned back facing towards his own goal, and well, I mean, that was harsh. Anyway, Nicky Adams has broken away down here off a lovely little flick from Joyce. From the throw, into the area he goes, takes it wide, got tight, and behind it goes for a corner.
A fantastic counter-attack.
What a brave catch from Mark Gillespie.
And
slippery,
great delivery as well.
Rain coming down, under his bar, men running in at him, caught it. How easy would that have been to slip through his grasp and into the back of the net?
And then delivered the throw.
He did deliver it. Yeah, that's exactly what Simon Tracy works his goalkeepers to do. Quickly try and be a part of the counter-attack, but still, very good claim that from Mark Gillespie. 61st minute, Carlisle corner, into the near post again. Ibre attacks this one, St Alban got the touch though. Moraes will try and clear. After it, Theophanis, good chest touch, manages to fend off one Carlisle man. Lamb trying to help out, coming forwards again with the ball up to Theophanis on halfway for St Albans. In their midfield, now on the ball, in their Noble. Tries to send it forwards, can't really find anyone. Brisley cuts it out. Granger has it at left back, up to Joyce, back into Granger at left back. Inside it goes to Brisley, sends it to his goalkeeper, puts it in front of him on his right foot. That's the sign of a good footballer.
Absolutely.
Don't just ping it back to him on whatever foot. Up it comes into the midfield with Reggie Lamb, who's at right back, but floating around a bit for Carlisle at the moment.
What we call pass appreciation.
Yeah, it is, exactly. Put it where he knows the man wanted it rather than where you could get it. White just thunders into his man a little there as the St Albans man tackled. Joyce and Kennedy combine to win the ball back on halfway though. Jones forwards in search of Ibre. Slips it to his right hand side. The defender's done well though to take it away from him. That's good play from Casey. Not many men in the Football League bounce Jabbo Ibre off the ball. Fair play to young George Casey. He's only 19, I think. Not too many get to do that. In defence, on the ball, Ellis for Carlisle, getting it back in possession. 2-1 now. I think Wickham have got one back. Notts County, I beg your pardon, have got one back against Boreham Wood. 2-1 the scoreline there. Danny Granger stepped inside his man. Little drag back to Nicky Adams. Running at the two. St Albans man gives it back to Danny Granger. Chance for something on his right. Stands it up to the back post. Well cleared again though by St Albans. In the air. Big aerial threat they are in defence. And many things into that penalty area they've dealt with. Except, of course, that diving header from Jason Kennedy that gave Carlisle the lead in this match. Adams keeps possession for Carlisle on halfway on the left. Neat passing in between the Carlisle midfielders. Brisley just moves it across to Ellis, who is playing in the centre of defence with. The pair of them have done well. Out to right back now to Reggie Lamb. Don't expect to see him there too often. There's a change coming shortly for the home side St Albans, who are 2-1 down against Carlisle United of League 2. Unbeaten all season in all competitions, if you discount that penalty shootout defeat to Derby County in the League Cup at the iPro Stadium. Good running from Jones. Guides one for the top corner. Not a bad shape on it. Always a touch too high. Goal kick to St Albans. And I think we've got this change coming, although we still might not get to it because they're taking a while about getting it. Might be coming now. I think we are going to see it. Who is it coming on? I think it's the number 7, Lucian, who was on the right wing last time for them. A signing from Wealdstone. Came in from Wealdstone in the summer. Comes on for Casey. 5 goals to Lucian's name this season. He'll slot in onto that right midfield. I would have thought, yep, there he goes. It'll be a little reshuffle. I suspect Hurd will go to right back. Here he comes over in front of us. Cropped head. I mean, he's only about my height, only about 5'9" or so, but he looks hard.
He's a little bull.
He's a little bull, isn't he? You wouldn't, I wouldn't take him on. You would.
I would. Yeah.
Jabba would have no problem, but I'd probably think twice. If he dinged my car in a car park, I'd probably say, oh, we'll just call it each other's fault, mate. Down the right-hand side, Lucian coming at Carlisle United immediately, but Granger and Adams combine to clear. Upfield, Ibre after it, being held. Manages to get it onto his chest under an almighty amount of pressure. Really good strength. Joyce on halfway. Back down the line to Granger. Inside to Brisley. St Albans are pushing United back here when they can, but Carlisle will find a gap if they go and chase the ball down all the way up the pitch. They will find a gap. Up to White. Flicks on. Ibre gives chase. Goalkeeper comes. Thinks he's going to get there. Does. Ahead of Ibre. Clears it long downfield. Under it, Brisley. He's been excellent in the air, hasn't he, Brisley?
Yeah, he's been great today.
Won everything.
Very strong today.
Big towering man, elegant as well, isn't he? He's a ball-playing defender, the 26-year-old. Signed this summer from Peterborough. We kind of thought he'd been a marquee man, but injuries and problems getting up to full first-team fitness have kept him out for much of the season so far, but I think he'll be a special one in due course for Carlisle. On the left now with Noble for St Albans. Middle of the Carlisle half, just stepping forwards, looking for a gap. Finds one, picks out Scott. Little ball through the middle to Moraes again. Finds the angle, trying to get a shot away. Buries it! And they're level again in the 65th minute. Junior Moraes with his second goal of the match. He drew the sliding tackle from Mark Ellis and he just sold him a complete bucket load of kippers and bent it into the bottom corner. Great strike, great footwork. He is a tasty little player. Junior Moraes makes it St Albans 2, Carlisle United 2.
Wow, if you give him time in the area, that is exactly what he's going to do. He's a fantastic player. Fantastic play. Showed some great touches today. Pace, tenacity, great, and a great eye for goal as well.
I mean, he turned it onto his left foot, didn't he? And Mark Ellis thought that was the shot. Tried to slide across and block it, and he just waited, sidestepped again, and buried it past Gillespie into the bottom corner. He's got something about him, as I said. It's quite right, really. Bit of a cliche, but cabbage or caviar. When he gets the ball, he's either going to do something brilliant or just nonsense, really. A couple of his shots and things he's tried to take on have been silly, but that, dear me, that is two really top goals from the young man, and he has got something about him, and Carlisle have to keep their eyes on him and Theophanis, and still find another goal to try and get this game won. Yeah,
I did say about 2 minutes ago, this game is not over. This game is not over. That boy, the boy's a good player.
Top finish. His second of the match. And I tell you what, I remember Carlisle United a while ago playing against Camel Laird, and a certain Simon Hackney had a really good game against him and wound up getting a contract at Carlisle. You just never know, do you? Keith Cole might be looking at this Moraes lad thinking, I could do something with him.
Yeah, he's strong, he's quick, you know, great left foot. He sort of tempted him into the challenge, dragged it back, took it with the outside of his foot and stuck it in the corner.
Great composure at any level. That if you can finish like that, you can score at any level, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And the country's media are here today, and they've watched Junior Moraes, and they've watched St Albans, and they can't help but have been impressed. And he might just have a future somewhere. And that is the sort of story that we love to associate with the FA Cup. Keith Cole is getting another different coat on. He's got an underlayer on now that's getting him warmer. I think he's getting a big Arsene Wenger jacket now. I wonder if he'll struggle with the zip as well. Long one forwards for St Albans. Ellis heads clear. Jacket's going back on for the United manager, in fact. He's gone back to dapper rather than dry. I wonder if he'll have a coat back on over it. But he's probably heated up after that equaliser for St Albans. There'll be things he's not happy with, and quite right too. But I'm just watching the replay here. The ball goes forwards. It's sort of on the left of midfield. It's Noble with a little slide rule pass through the middle there. Picks out one of the midfielders, I think it was Thomas Scott, and then just the footwork from Moraes to open up the space and absolutely buries it past the Carlisle goalkeeper. He just shimmied a couple of times and drew moves out of the defenders before finding the angle to shoot home, and it was a great goal.
It was a great finish.
2-2, and a replay at the moment is where this game's going. We're in the 68th minute. Time left though for Carlisle, but also for St Albans, who are playing down a significant hill here at Clarence Park. Little nicked ball inside from Nicky Adams. Can't release Carlisle though. He wanted to give and go back off Joyce, but he was closed down smartly. Jones on the ball now, into Joyce. New lease of life about St Albans. They've got four men pushing up, trying to close Carlisle down on the edge of their area, and you know there are League Two sides who wouldn't dare do that. But they're having a right old go. Forwards again.
They have done right from minute one.
Forwards again, Carlisle. Kennedy couldn't get there. Well intercepted in midfield by that man, and it was Scott Thomas, I think it was, who threaded the ball through that Moraes scored off there, and that was a good interception. Brisley gets up, wins his header. Picked up in midfield again by Thomas. Down the line from Lucien to the man who's on a hat-trick now. And he gets the free kick, Junior Moraes. He's all frustration for the tangle with Kennedy there and getting the free kick, but the man's on an FA Cup first-round hat-trick.
Yeah.
Let's just hope
and if he gets another chance, he will look to bury it. He won't look to pass.
Oh, there'll only be one man taking a penalty if one goes their way. Alfreton 0, Newport 1. Swansea 0, Man United 2. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has got 1. Hartlepool 1, Stamford 0, Nicky Devidic elsewhere in the FA Cup. Another change coming, I think, for Carlisle. Ball in towards goal. Ellis heads away for United. Ibra further upfield. Carlisle have every man behind the ball. Is it Jamie Devitt coming on? I'll keep my eyes on that situation. Shortly for Carlisle United. I think it might be Sean Miller, in fact, coming on for Charlie White, who we've not seen a great deal of, actually, in this game.
A lot of him tonight.
You know, United maybe haven't got the ball to him in the right areas. Oh, he's just charged down the goalkeeper's clearance. Keeps it in play. Got the angle, maybe. What can he fashion here for Carlisle? Looking for runners into the middle. Defender got the touch, and the goalkeeper will gather. Carlisle want the back pass. Nothing doing. Charged down the clearance there, and just as it's about to come off, he almost gets Carlisle ahead. Isn't that just the way of football?
Yeah.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Carlisle United at St Albans. It's 2-2 in the 70th minute. Sean Miller's about to come on for United. He's coming on for Charlie White. The fourth official's already given us a preview. Clearance forward from St Albans in search of Junior Moraes. Holds the ball up under pressure from three red shirts. Gets a thrown off Danny Granger. Does he? No, he didn't. And it is a Carlisle thrown at left back. And it is White coming off for Miller. Oh, no, the board's not showing us anything now. The fourth official just proudly displayed two sets of zeros, but thankfully the announcer had seen that it was 9 for 20, and so it's Miller who comes on And now the fourth official holds up the board again with a load of zeros on it. What on earth is he doing? And he's holding his hand up saying, I don't know what's happened there.
It's not working.
Oh, dear me.
Never.
He's got a smile on his face there, the fourth official. I wouldn't fancy working those.
Pen and paper.
I know, I wouldn't fancy working those electronic boards. He's probably got chilly mitts like we have, Dino. Can't press the buttons.
What's wrong with pen and paper?
Miller on for white for Carlisle United then with a little under 20 minutes. Sean Miller to try and make an impact. This is a clever striker. Ball into the area. Ibrahim's at the back post. Must do! Does score! Jabo Ibrahim gets off the mark in this game. Carlisle ahead, out of nowhere really. It was a deep cross from the right-hand side. Miller had come up from right back, crossed it from a really deep angle, and somehow they'd switched off St Albans, and Jabo Ibrahim was there to head home. Thunderous header, give it everything, buries it, and Carlisle lead in the 71st minute by 3-2 at St Albans.
Were they looking for offside? Offside on the far post? Everybody stood still.
Well,
it was a great header by Jabo.
I think they just realised they'd left him, and they looked for a favour off the linesman, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where on earth did that come from, Dino?
From nothing, just lacked in concentration. And that's the first time for them. That's costly.
Yeah, that's the margin, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you're up against when you're St Albans. If you switch off for a moment, and they clearly did that. I mean, to be honest, we did, didn't we? I was talking about Sean Miller. Suddenly, Lamb crosses from deep. They've switched off, and there's
a free header.
And there's a free header for Jabo Ibrahim. You can't give him that, and it's a 3-2 lead. But it's St Albans who respond. Forwards, Theophanis flicks on, edge of the area, trying to get the angle for a shot. Theophanis back on the ball, gives it inside. Angle's not there for Chappell. On the right with Lucian, the right winger for St Albans, trying to tease his way past Danny Granger. Gets a good cross into the middle. Brisley with a good header clear. Further away by Nicky Adams for Carlisle United. Ibrahim giving chase, trying to close the ball down. Can't. St Albans pick it up again. Keith Kill hands in pockets. A picture of resilience. Ball forwards on the chest there of the man on the far side for St Albans. Fends off Reggie Lamb. Back down the line. Angle maybe there for the cross. Driving forwards down the left. Cross comes in from Bender. Takes a deflection. Lamb half volleys it away for a throw-in. And it goes into the golden trees to the left and behind the stand, and the St Albans fans who must be loving this, but not loving being behind again.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic game. They've really given it all of St Albans.
Well, the scoreboard in front of me on the TV, which is a sort of an internet feed, so it'll be delayed, hasn't caught up yet that it's St Albans 2, Carlisle 3. There it goes now. It's just snaffled up. 71st minute, it's giving as I did. A 3-2 scoreline in favour of Carlisle at the moment. But here comes the big Chappell throw-in from the left for St Albans, tacking the Carlisle goal. Long, hanging one to the near post. Actually, didn't get enough on that one. Picked up by the defender. Chance to cross. Ibrahim trying to close his man down. Does so. Cross comes in, it's very flat to the edge. Brisley heads clear. Picked up by Scott Thomas. Under pressure. Back pass is a little short. Hurd got there. Adams charges it down. Miller offside. That's very unlucky. Very unlucky. Right on halfway. And the referee's going to allow the change here. And Tom Miller is coming on for Carlisle. Well, complaining of headaches this morning, but he is coming on the bench. And not brought on initially for Reggie Lamb, but he's coming on now for Nicky Adams. Lamb will go up into the midfield. Miller, we presume, will go to right back. And there is the change. So he was okay to play. Keith Cole wasn't giving me a little bit of a drop of the shoulder earlier. So it transpires. Tom was just keeping face with you then when he talked about his headaches.
I had a couple of aspirins this morning.
Yeah, hoid a painkiller or two down and he's fine. On at right back, and that's the last change for Keith Curl then. Coming as it did in the 74th minute. Adams off. A touch of creativity goes with Adams off. However, Miller coming on, a more natural right back, and Reggie Lamb in the midfield is a pretty good asset. Forwards for St Albans. Theophanis brings it down on his chest, gets the shot away, pings into Tom Miller. Maybe hit him on the arm there, but it would have been harsh as a penalty because it was point blank. Clearance away in the end from Miller, and it's out of play for a throw-in on halfway. Left-hand side for St Albans. 15 minutes of this enthralling FA Cup first-round tie to go. St Albans have been brilliant. Carlisle United have done what they had to. By no means at their best this afternoon, but they've ground out what they needed to thus far. But twice they've let Junior Moraes in to score, and they've not even let the main threat up front, Louis Theophanis, get in on the act.
It's been a fantastic game. No, they've took the game straight to Carlisle right from minute one. And
now a change that I suspect will affect the director's box, wherever it is here in the stadium, because coming on is young Sam Merson, and I gather his dad Paul is here today. And on comes Sam Merson for Sam Hurd. Oh no, it's not for Hurd, it's on for David Noble in that midfield, but he'll push up with the forwards, I've no doubt. Signed from Redditch in the summer, 7 goals to his name. They've got some goal scorers here. And Merson another one. Dino's having a good look around, see if he can spot Paul Merson around us here. He'll be the one beaming with pride.
Yeah.
We'll be working on Soccer Saturday this afternoon. Morecambe 1-1 with Coventry at the moment. Looks like Morecambe have managed to steal an equaliser in that one, I think. Reggie Lamb on the ball here for Carlisle. He's going to foul his man if he's not careful. He's allowed Lucian to run on. Now Brisley's got to be careful under pressure from Junior Moraes. And his opposite number forces the throw-in off the Carlisle man. Wants to take it now as Moraes on this right-hand side. Lively, stocky, squat statue of a man.
Yeah,
very quick.
Good description. Very quick.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Thighs of doom, hasn't he? He doesn't skip squat training. On the right-hand side. Throw-in that Chapel will come and take once again here for the home side. Looking to equalise for the second time after leading early. Here comes a throw-in from Chapel into the area. Ibarre rather got in the way of his man, and it means that St Albans pick it up again. Cross in there. Carlisle United just about deal with it. Miller tries to turn it away round the corner. Ibarre picks it up. Tries to run and gun his man down the left-hand side. Great pace from Jabu Ibarre. Tears past Lucian. Has a man in the middle if he can find him. Slightly runs out of steam as he goes down the left. Gives it inside. Good running though from a man
34.
Approaching his 35th year. That is superb energy from him late in the game. Out, sort of limping as he goes back into the area. Granger crosses. No one's there. Oh, did goalkeeper get a fingertip on that?
I think he did.
But it's going to be picked up by the left back anyway, and it'll be sent down the left hand side for St Albans. After it, Ellis wins. They've been excellent in the air, United's defenders.
The two have been fantastic today.
The 2 goals have been sort of individual brilliance and sort of work on the floor that have counted against Carlisle, really, haven't they? Reigns allowed Moraes to step inside him and shoot from 25 yards for the first goal, and Ellis, I guess Carlisle were a bit ragged by the play forwards from St Albans, and Ellis had to dive in last ditch, he thought, and that allowed his man to sidestep in for the second goal, but nothing in the air has got past United. Down the right, good running Jones, has support here from Tom Miller. What sort of cross can he conjure? Sets it inside to Luke Joyce, back to Miller, angles there for the deep cross, doesn't elect to go for it. On the right hand side, cross comes in from Jones, turned away at the near post, almost picking it up in there. Miller couldn't quite. Carlisle 2-1, Sean and Tom. Sean that time couldn't quite get there. Theophanis coming forwards here for St Albans. Nice turn from Moraes, out of trouble. Great pass to the right hand side. Hurd over at right back at the moment. Looks to send something into the penalty area. Whipped one. Oh, good header from Brisley there under pressure. Good strong header there, and he's really clonked Theophanis as he did so. Oh, the pair of them rather hit each other. Tom Miller's turned back inside, passes blind back to his goalkeeper, but I think he knew the situation. There appears to be a yellow flare been thrown in amongst the Carlisle fans over on that far side from somebody in the St Albans lot. You can tell it's a yellow flare, so I assume it's come from the St Albans lot, not the Carlisle lot, but there is a smoke incendiary device going off over there near the Carlisle fans. The stewards are trying to surround it. There seems to, there's a blue fan, one been thrown over now towards the Carlisle fans as well out of that St Albans, and that one was on the pitch momentarily there. 2 of them you can see coming from the crowd, or they may be coming from behind the stand on that far side. 2 inches, there's a massive plumes of blue smoke in front of us here as Carlisle tried to come forwards. On the right hand side, bit of drama here. The game might get paused at the moment, still in play though. Up at the other end, well, more on the flares in a moment. Miller comes deep, plays the ball to Joyce, middle of the half. Bucket of water being thrown onto the flares to the in front and to the left of the Carlisle fans as we look at them. Carlisle still trying to move the ball around to find an angle into the St Albans penalty area. Pass back into defence isn't brilliant. Puts Brisley under pressure. He passes that on to Gillespie, who clears well. Up to halfway. Jones after it. St Albans will get there first. Coming forwards with Theophanis now. Has Lucian going out to the right wing now. Up to the edge of the penalty area. Running at Danny Granger. Trying to find the angle. Gets the cross in. Turned away. Moraes on the return. And Gillespie punches it. Gets it clear. Oh, they're appealing for the penalty as well as they try and get away. Carlisle do with Lamb. Felt that Mark Gillespie had maybe punched man rather than ball there. But the chance from Moraes that he pinged into someone as he was looking for his hat-trick. And the second equaliser for St Albans. The flares have been put out, but where have they come from? And what will the action be at the end of this game over that? I have to say, for my money, they both seem to arc from away from where the Carlisle fans towards where the Carlisle fans were, but you can't say for certain.
Obviously where the stewards are congregating there.
Yeah, the stewards have gone and put them out, and there's no manhandling of any Carlisle fans at all there, and there are some police looking around at the front of that bunch of St Albans fans. They might have come from behind the stand, though, on that far side. came from a long way up and dropped down in front of the fans, but all seems to be settled. Out on the right, Joyce sends the ball down the line to his midfield partner, Jones. Then Miller gets on it, and I think he's managed to get a corner. Well, I thought his body language suggested he thought that had gone behind for the goal kick there, but it is a corner to Carlisle. We're not getting a great deal of power coming through. My phone's been on charge for this full match. It's only up to 37%. I think that's because things are split across about 12 different bits of equipment on this.
There's lots of equipment here today.
Front row of the bench here.
I've never seen so much equipment.
I know, the national grid keeps dipping. Half of London's gone off on the far side. A corner to Carlisle United. Danny Grange will take this one now. Nicky Adams come off. It's a left-footed in-swinger for Carlisle. We're in the 81st minute now. Granger swings it towards the penalty spot. Ibarre jumps and finds the top corner. Jabbo Ibarre probably puts the game to bed. Got up high, hang time from Jabbo, and it's maybe second round time for Carlisle. Into the top corner. Goalkeeper didn't even dive. 81st minute. It's St Albans 2. It's Carlisle 4.
Yeah, great goal by Jabbo. Yeah, just hung at the near post. Yeah, great delivery. Great delivery. Yeah, just hung at the near post and nodded it in. Great finish.
Danny Grange gets the assist off the corner. He'll be happy.
Yeah. No challenge again. Another free header.
They've won a lot in the air, haven't they? Both Martin and Hill have, have done themselves proud in there today. But ultimately, as the game draws on, you're going to expect gaps to open up. And Ibarre's exploited one.
2 set pieces, 2 free headers.
Well, Carlisle United seem to be on their way, so too do Liverpool. They're 5-0 up against Watford in the Premier League. Another big chasing for one of those sides coming up against Jurgen Klopp's men. He seems to have got things right at Anfield at the moment. On the ball here on the right, St Albans. Ball just kept in play. Hurd trying to go down the right touchline. Sends one up towards Moraes on the edge of the area. Gives it back to Hurd on the right. Goes round his man. Throws himself to ground there. And I think Danny Granger making the point there that the referee could have a word with him. Telling him to get up now. Picking another fight there. He's got I would say a 4-letter response to Danny Granger as he walks back past him. Then a smile on his face in the end. I think he knows he's been found out. Isn't it funny when you try one on and it doesn't come off like that? Isn't it funny how your first reaction is anger, before then you kind of go, fair enough.
And you have a little smile on your face.
Yeah, fair enough, ref, you've got me. Down the right-hand side, Jabbo Ibarre running at the central defender. On a hat-trick, gets the shot, keeper gets something on it. Lamb trying to tidy it in, Carlisle have a fifth. Jabbo Ibarre with good running, he almost got his hat-trick. Reggie Lamb seized onto it himself. He scored a lot early doors, he's back in amongst the goals now. It's St Albans 2, Carlisle United 5, and sadly, the Saints are falling apart.
Yeah, fantastic, great run up with Jabbo again. Hit the tie again, Reggie got the rebound. They've sort of dissipated, haven't they now? Yeah, they've crumbled now.
Well, I'm just listening to a couple of the score reports going through, and they're still talking about the 4th goal. I wonder if they'll adapt and talk about the 5th, because we do have the 5th goal here, and Carlisle United leading by 5 goals to 2. And now you start to feel a little bit sorry for St Albans, don't you? Because they've had a really good effort in
and they put so much into the game. No, but we did say 10-15 minutes ago, they will tie, and that looks like that's what's happened.
It's almost like we've employed you, Dina, because you know what you're talking about. Honestly,
I'm not sure about that.
He called it about 5 minutes ago, and everything's changed since he said it. Dean Walling, still a legend. Yeah. In the middle of the Carlisle half, St Albans having another old go at Carlisle United. You can see the
body language now. They're really tired.
Matt Ball's looking like he'll come on. Another man signed from Wealdstone. The last 2 subs have both come from there. Here he comes. Just an FA Cup outing for him. I've somehow stopped my stopwatch, so I've no idea what the time situation is now. During that goal there, I've wound up stopping my stopwatch. The 4th official showing everyone that he has got the numbers on the board this time. Off comes Scott Thomas, on comes Matt Ball. At one point it looked like Scott Thomas had put them into a replay when it was 2-2, but a few goals since then, and Carlisle now 5-2 up here and on their way through. Wednesday night, of course, an extra BBC Radio Cumbria sports show from 7 o'clock, live at Brunton Park. Carlisle United against Fleetwood. I'd momentarily forgotten who they were playing. In the Checker Trade Trophy, United need just a point to ensure they go through. A win would be nice. It would mean a perfect group stage, and it would mean as well, I think, another £10,000 in prize money. A competition that rewards clubs for getting through, sort of irrespective of whether anyone's there to watch it. That's the Checker Trade Trophy, but Carlisle United can only do their bit. They have to be in it for this one-season experiment, And the more games they win, the more money they will make from it. Might as well make the most of it. Down the right-hand side, Carlisle United play up at St Albans, up the hill. Flick on from Ibrahim, who's everywhere at the moment. Kennedy gets there ahead of his man. Turns and tries to work something. Little drag back round the corner. Sean Miller will allow it out to play for a Carlisle throw-in. 85th minute, we are in on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. It's 3:45. 5 minutes of this game to go. Plenty of time as well after the game today to get your thoughts on with us. I really would like you to join me and Dean Walling. Wherever you're listening in Cumbria, Dean Walling is sat next to me. He's staying till 5 because his car's back at the hotel 8 miles away in Hemel. He's going nowhere until I take him home after the show finishes at 5 today. Come on and talk FA Cup and Carlisle United history with Dean Walling. 0345 305 1122. Just have a natter about how things are going for Carlisle United. They've got the job done here in the end. Come and talk to Dino after the game finishes, after we've heard from Keith Curl. 0345 305 1122. What a treat it'll be to hear a few of you chatting with the big man to my left. Ball forwards for St Albans. Shot from Theophanis. Oh, what a goal. It's not entirely over just yet. It's 5-3 now. Theophanis with an absolute rapier from the edge of the area. Caught it on the full. Flat driven volley. Beating Mark Gillespie at his near post. That's his 16th goal of the season. You can see why when he can hit a ball like that. Not done so much in the game until that moment. But in the 86th minute, it's St Albans 3, Carlisle United 5.
Wow, what a finish. The two lads up front, they've showed absolute quality today. They've got, and you can see why they scored all the goals between them.
What a goal that was.
What a great finish.
What an absolutely sublime strike. Caught it so sweetly. Mark Gillespie dived full stretch, never getting anywhere near it. And if they get another one shortly, this all of a sudden is an entirely different scenario to where I thought we were. I'm sure even you at home were thinking this was probably done at 5-2 with 5 minutes to go. Free kick to Carlisle. Joyce Feld in the midfield. And they'll just try and wind down the clock a little bit here, the Cumbrians. All of a sudden, their margin of lead is just 2 again. And another slip up here, and it could be a nervy closing few moments for Carlisle United.
That's exactly what we don't want. We just want to kill this game off.
Well, it's great fun though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great game.
Oh, God, love the FA Cup. Absolutely fantastic drama. Ball forwards. After it, St Albans. They're after everything now, trying to win things. Referee's got his whistle to his lips for some reason, but then he's brought it back down again. Ibrahim picks the ball up on the right of midfield for United. Exchanges passes with Joyce. Then back into him. Slows things down. Gives it to Jones. Sidesteps his man. Turns 270 degrees and goes to Tom Miller at right back. Down the line to Kennedy. Flicks on. After it, Miller. Oh, caught as he looked to break through there. I think the ball had gone. I think he knew what was coming. I think he bought the foul, but the player obliged. And whether you feel like you've been mugged or not, Dino, if you oblige, you oblige.
Yeah, and no booking, as we see. Yeah, no booking.
Oh, Adam Campbell's equalised for Notts County. Bournemouth 2, Notts County 2. Billy Painter's got one for Hartlepool, who are 3-0 up against Stamford. And we're just going to see this goal here for Theophanis. TV screen has now moved back to Carlisle United, so it's with St Albans at the back. I'm keeping my eyes on the free kick. The header away here drops to Theophanis, and he just booms it. Oh, what a pure strike. There was a vapour trail after it. And it's with... So that was the goal back for St Albans for 5-3. Now Carlisle have a free kick. Danny Granger's taking it on, and he's hit the man 10 yards away in a one-man wall. Well, that's a disappointing long-range free kick. Now he takes it towards the corner flag, which is a more professional thing to do. Buys the corner off his man, and it's a Carlisle corner. And what's the referee said?
No.
Well, the referee's overruled the linesman and said it's a goal kick. Well, the linesman's 1 yard away, the rest 5 yards away, and the rest pulled rank. Lamb battling, wins the ball over his man on the left-hand side. Ibrahim closing down. Jones nods a header down to his central midfield mate Luke Joyce. Needs an out ball, gets it from Kennedy. Plays it back into Joyce, got men all around him, manages to nibble it through to Kennedy. Steps away from the tackle, back out to the right, can't evade the next tackle. St Albans pick it back up. Hurd getting involved in the rookery in the middle once again there. Likes the scrap. So too does Junior Moraes. Fends off 2 Carlisle men. Plays the ball out to Lucian on this right-hand side for St Albans. Reggie Lamb blocks the ball forwards. Picked up though again in the midfield here. They're going after Carlisle once again here. Sensing there might be something left in this game for them, St Albans. On the left-hand side, it is currently 5-3 to Carlisle United at St Albans, but St Albans are going for that 4th goal and for the dramatic finish. Oh, until the ball got to Hurd on the right-hand side and he let it run through his legs. Disappointment for him, disappointment for them. But as we go into the 90th minute, that may have been the chance of a comeback gone.
Yes, hopefully, yeah. But to be fair, to give them great credit, you know, they've been fantastic, St Albans. But we've been professional, you know, in our outlook on the game, professional in our performance. Been a really good performance.
90th minute. Dino, of course, saw the Plymouth game, first game since then, watching Carlisle United. I've seen United be blisteringly good this year. This isn't quite at that level, but they've done enough, haven't they, Dino?
Yeah, they've done a professional job today.
Keith Gill won't be happy to have conceded the 3, but all 3 of the goals had real quality about them. None of them were absolute gimmies, were they?
No, good finishes, all 3.
Certainly were. I can see 4 minutes on the board in front of me. This 4th official, tell you what, you wouldn't trust him with the Watergate documents, would you? He just shines the board at us all in the press box here. Everyone knows what's going on half the time.
Yeah.
4 minutes it's going to be then, and we'll find that out officially in 10 seconds' time. That is how long is left of the 90. Carlisle throw-in, middle of the St Albans half on the right-hand side. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Half-time, Swansea 0, Manchester United 3. Don't know who got the 3rd for United. Zlatan got 1, Pogba got another. Either way, half-time in the Premier League. United 3-0 up at Swansea, and Bob Bradley looking like he's got Bob Hope at the moment with Swansea after taking over there. It really is a struggle at the moment, as it was for Guidolin before him with the Welsh side. Still Maidstone 1, Rochdale 0, which must be closing in on full time as well, which will be a big upset. 2 divisions between the 2 sides. Morecambe currently holding Coventry. Winard equalising for Morecambe after Coventry have got the lead. 4 minutes time added on. We're into them by 30 seconds now. Sheffield United going through comfortably. Carlisle United on their way through at 5-3. Superb excitement here at Clarence Park. Not the greatest of quality from United, but they've got 5 goals, which they'll be happy with. Second time they've scored 5 in the first round of the FA Cup in succession, having won by 5 at Welling last year, when so much devastation was, of course, hitting Cumbria, with Storm Desmond and the repercussions still ongoing, as they've been discussing on Mike Zeller at breakfast on BBC Radio Cumbria this week. People still out of their homes and looking like they're going to be for a second Christmas. It's real sorry affair, and I wish you all the very best of luck listening as you try and get your lives back in gear. On the left hand side, Sean Miller up to the edge of the penalty area. Jinks on his right foot, thinks about the angle for the shot. Square it goes to Jones. Sean is going to shoot, checks back inside, gives it back to Miller. He works it onto his right, still going into the area, still going, plays it square, goes down. Ibere looking to go around his man. Referee resisted the temptation to give the penalty there because Ibere had the ball. He's gone on a little large circle run and wound up playing himself out of the danger area. Probably should have been a penalty that, but maybe just the referee playing advantage to show a touch of mercy. Kennedy, good strength, fends the ball off his man by the corner flag. Down the line, Ibere, little drag back inside, can't keep it away from the St Albans man, who turns back into trouble, then takes it back out of trouble, and they'll try and break down the left. We're in the 93rd minute, Carlisle are leading by 5 goals to 3. As Brisley chests it down for Luke Joyce. Carlisle tidy it now professionally out to the right-hand side. Jones and Kennedy exchange passes for United. On the halfway line on the right. Inside, outside, up the line, down the line, back in the line. Then back into defence to Ellis. And he goes back to his goalkeeper. 90 seconds of this FA Cup first round tie to go. And Carlisle United and St Albans can be reasonably happy with their afternoon's work.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It was a potential banana skin. Yeah, I think we've coped with it well. You know, we've been professional. You know, scored 5 goals. Even though we conceded 3 good goals, to be fair. But it's been a good professional performance.
Certainly have. Oh, I'm watching images now of Maidstone against Rochdale. Rochdale aren't going to equalise, are they? Go on, Maidstone. Love an upset, as long as it's not against our teams. Ball forwards, Ellis jumps, heads clear. Into the last minute we go on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. United 5-3 up, ball over the top. Miller's broken the offside trap. He's got a couple of men to beat. They're 3-on-2 as they come forwards. Will he look to pick the pass? Will he take it on himself? Gives it square to Jones, slides it on to Kennedy. Can't sort his feet. Oh, and he puts it off the post. And it'll get picked up on the far side. Should have been 6. Took too long about that. Ball picked up now by St Albans, and that's a rash tackle from Sean Miller. I think he'll go in the book late in this game. That's a silly yellow card.
I think a frustration.
Oh, that should have been the 6th goal there for Carlisle. Miller had done all the work, passed it on, Jones passed it on, Kennedy, he just couldn't sort his feet out. He really looked like a central midfielder rather than a striker on that occasion, which is odd for him.
Couldn't get it out of his feet.
Really couldn't control it out of his feet, and the chance went away, and no 6th goal for Carlisle United here at St Albans. 15 seconds to go. Yellow card for Sean Miller. He's picked up a few cheap yellows this season. That Oh, I thought that was full time. No, that was just a free kick to St Albans, just inside the Carlisle half. You can see all the photographers start to go down the touchline in front of us to get that full time shot. Full time, it looks like being a 5-3 win for Carlisle, but there's one last free kick for St Albans. The referee, Simon Hooper, is going to let us have it. Lifted to the edge of the area. Flick on, goes forwards. All cleared away by Carlisle, but when Mark Gillespie could have got there, obviously didn't call. Picked it up on the right-hand side here by Lucien. Reggie Lamb putting the strength on him. Knocks him to the floor, and it's out of play, and it's a goal kick. Did well, actually, there.
Did well.
That's the 4 minutes come and gone. And we're now at the mercy of the referee. Of course, as ever, it's 4 minutes minimum to be added on, and I suspect once this is clonked forwards, it will be a result for Carlisle United. Alfreton drawing with Northampton, it looks like, elsewhere in the FA Cup, and a replay it'll be there. The referee is playing on. Jabbo Ibre after the ball on this left-hand side, challenging hard with central defender Ben Martin. The St Albans number 6 gets it back to the middle, and his goalkeeper lifted forwards, jumping for it, comes off a St Albans man. Just kept in on the right-hand side here. Little touch inside from Hurd. Lucien breaking away. Gets after it down the right. Brisley going after him. Referee seems to be playing on forever. To the edge of the area. Gets the cross in. Another flare's been thrown onto the pitch from behind the goal over there behind us. And it's a big blue flare's gone, and it was flaming as it came over. It's in the middle of the goal. The ref will have to stop the game. He might as well just stop it altogether now. He stopped the game because there's a flare on the pitch. It's come over the back of the stand, right into the middle of the goal. It was on fire as it came over. Horribly, horribly dangerous from somebody there behind the goal. They burn at something like 1,600 degrees, those flares do. That lands on a player, it's going to give them irreparable damage.
Yeah.
And someone's thrown that over. They need to get the police around there to find out who's doing that. They'll get a bucket of water on top of it now, but that could easily have landed on Mark Gillespie. And to be honest, I don't see why the referee's playing on. We're now at the end of the 6th minute of time added on. We've had 50% more than was indicated. And still we go on. Goalkeeper sends it forwards. They're still trying to put that flare out behind the goal. It's in front of the advertising hoardings. The ref's playing on, just giving a thumbs up to someone down by the tunnel. Lucien picks the ball up on the right of the penalty area, has Hurd beyond him. There'll be a final cross into the area towards the back post, headed away in there by Carlisle, and White blows for full, and the ref rather blows for full time, and Carlisle have won 5-3 at St Albans. A great first round match, great entertainment for everyone who's come here today. There's been a big crowd, which I hope has done an almighty amount of good to St Albans. They've got the money of this game being on BBC TV this afternoon. Hopefully they get enough out of this. Plenty of pride with the 3 goals they scored and the way they pushed Carlisle United. Keith Curl telling all of his bench they've got to go over to the Carlisle fans and thank them. That's what they'll do. Job though done in the end for Carlisle United. Dean Worley.
Yeah, great professional job done. Fantastic game. St Albans gave it all. You know, they came here, they didn't sit back, they went forward. Two strikers, 3 fantastic goals between them. You know, they showed pace and they showed power, but we weathered the storm. 5 goals, good performance, good professional performance.
Coming into the game, Moraes had 8 goals, Theophanis had 15. Moraes is up to 10 now for the season, Theophanis on 16. Someone's got to be having a look at those. I'm not saying necessarily quite at Carlisle's level, but you'd have thought somebody in that Conference National, the National League, might be looking at those two thinking, you know what, these are worth a shout.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Moraes, he was quick, he was strong, you know, great balance, you know, he took his goals fantastically well. You know, it'd be worth a punt from anybody.
Welcome to listeners on AM and online. 2-2 full time. It will be a replay in the FA Cup for Barrow, which is great news. But man down, that could have got worse for him in the second half. Sounds like good action. We'll hear from Jeb Mills on that one very shortly. Right now in front of us, the Carlisle players going around the horseshoe of Carlisle fans to our right, thanking them for the journey down south, or up from London for those in that London branch of Carlisle United supporters. Was the London branch such a thing when you were playing, Dean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. We used to get great support, you know, your Leyton Orient, you know, your Brentfords, you know, we always had great support down in London. You know, that London branch, and they always give a player, did they give a player of the year as well?
Yeah.
A London branch player of the year, yeah.
Yeah, certainly did.
As well. Yeah.
Ben Holmes on Twitter says, thank God we didn't have to go to a replay. That would have been too stressful. Barrow in the next round, he says. Well, they'll have to come through their replay. Bernie, I had to pre-read your tweet there. That's why there was a pause from me. The Carlisle players going off down the tunnel in front of us now. They'll all be happy enough to have made it through. Handshakes for some fans coming up towards the edge here and enjoying themselves Dino just chatting to a couple of the players as they're coming off. Keith Curl will be on their way over. A couple of the officials from St Albans making a point of leaning out there. I can hear a phone going off somewhere. A couple of officials making a point of leaning out there and shaking hands with Keith Curl, the Carlisle United manager. That's great news, isn't it, Dino, to see them with a bit of respect for Keith Curl and the way his side played it today.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a fantastic day. You know, it seems like a really friendly club.
As I say, I had to pre-read Bernie's tweet because she says, I'm not going to swear, James Phillips, and at BBC Cumbria Sport, but get the question mark in. I can now go to work a happy bunny after that 5-3 win. Finding it very hard to get work, Bernie said a little earlier. Can't even turn the TV up too loud. Thinking of my neighbours, is trying to get to work ahead of this one. Don't forget to get your tweets in. Various people tweeting us after the match. I will go through those in more detail once we've heard about the Barrow game. But remember, we're on till 5 o'clock this FA Cup first round evening to talk through what's happened for Barrow, a 2-2 draw, what's happened for Carlisle, a 5-3 win here at St Albans. One side definitely through to the second round. What are your thoughts? Keith Cole, breathtaking game. How much did you enjoy that?
Enjoyment factor. I wouldn't say you enjoy it. I think probably after 4 minutes when they scored, you think, well, it's a typical cup tie. Here we go. Planning, preparation, attention to detail. I'm glad that we did what we needed to do. We impacted the messages on the players, and then you go and give them you give them a leg up, you give them a head start. You don't expect your goalkeeper to get beat from that distance. But you've got to say credit to them. I thought they were fantastic how they applied themselves, how they conducted themselves as well. And that's just not the players. I think the staff surrounding the football club as well, the internal staff as well, that made us very welcome, very appreciative. And again, you've got to say the players on the day gave a very good account of themselves and made it a very difficult afternoon, an uncomfortable afternoon for ourselves.
Every step of the way, Tom Norman's looked after us today, and we'll be chatting to him again about how much he's enjoyed it. The general manager of St Albans, but they are a club who you kind of wish the best to after coming here and playing your part in this game with them today.
Yeah, definitely. I think I had a good conversation with the manager before the game as well. And you can tell he's got experience. He knows the level. He's assembled a team now that have got good characters, good understanding of how they want to play, and a focus amongst a group that they want to be successful. And I think that's important, and that stems from the manager. And I think fair credit to himself, and a big credit to himself for the team that he's assembled, because they gave us big problems today.
Second year running, you've got 5 goals in the first round of the FA Cup. A very, very different affair this time around, though.
Yeah, again, you give a good team that have got confidence in me. I think the last 2 games they played have been 5-0, 5-1 or something like that, so they're scoring goals with abundance. They've got good aerial threats. They're a big, strong, powerful team. They've got the long throw that you've got to deal with. They've got pace, movement, directness, and people that can finish and score goals. So we had to deal with that today, and you'd probably say we had periods of the game where we did very well, but then I thought we dropped our standards at times. We weren't moving the ball quickly enough, we weren't getting it, and then when we got into good areas, we didn't deliver the quality that we know that we can do. The beauty of the cup, that's why you get cup upsets, but ultimately I think it was a professional performance for ourselves. We knew we had qualities that we can give them problems. We needed to stay in the game, and the longer the game went on, I think the more of an attacking threat we became.
What does it mean to Keith Curl and to Carlisle United to make it through to the next round of the FA Cup?
Well, we like winning games. Again, whether it's the first round of the FA Cup, whether it's a league game, it doesn't depend what the opposition is. Our planning, our preparation, our mentality going into games is exactly the same, and it doesn't change and doesn't waver. We want to win games. We want to continue an unbeaten run. But first and foremost, there's a professionalism about the group and a focus about the group whereby we get nailed on now to the Checker Trade Cup tie against Fleetwood on Wednesday. There's the preparations bit has started already, so the players now they've done the warm down. Now it's about refueling, getting themselves home, getting them back in training tomorrow, and getting the focus for Wednesday. Still
another round, of course, from your dream tie, which is of course Manchester City. I think everyone associated with Carlisle would take that as well, Keith. What would you take in the second round when the draw comes out on Monday?
Again, I think I've said it before. We've got John Nixon now who's in charge of the FA Cup draw, so I'll have a word with John, and he'll probably tell me where we're going and who we're playing.
Hand-pick someone for you, yeah?
Yeah, it would be nice. If our ball's about 4 inches bigger than everybody else's, he should be able to get someone to pick it out.
You heard it here first. John Nixon under pressure already. In terms of today's performance, obviously conceding the 3 goals isn't ideal for you. You'll want more out of your side when it goes back to the league action. But it played its part in what was a very entertaining cup tie, which I'm sure it was good to be involved in as well.
Yeah, definitely. Again, we will analyse their goals as we always do, but not only the goals, the attempts at goals. We will review the game in its entirety as a staff. That's what we do, because in every game there's something you can take out of it. Not just we don't just criticise if we win, if we lose. We're on a learning curve as a group, and I think it's important that the players have got to understand that as well. And the information we give them is given with honesty. And Monday morning will be exactly the same. Be a time for honesty. We need to improve on this. Have a look at this. What could you have done differently there?
A few years back, Simon Hackney pressed against Carlisle United for a non-league side and wound up getting a contract for the club. A couple of goals against you. Junie Murray's played his way into your thinking?
Yeah, he's did very well. Very well. And again, we do scour the non-league market as well. We are very. We've got good contacts. We've got good information on lots of players. And again, the little lad today did very well. Gave our players some problems. I thought we were very lucky to have 10 men and not to go down. Not to go down to 10 men rather. With the Michael Range challenge. Again, sometimes that's the beauty of the cup, isn't it?
Keith Cole with you then on BBC Radio Cumbria. And Dean, you've just heard everything the Carlisle boss has said. I mean, he summed it up pretty well, hasn't he? Carlisle United did what they needed to do here today, but they also, in doing that, played their part in a very exciting game of football. Yeah,
it was a fantastic game of football. Games like this, you've got to do what you've got to do. You've got to come here, you've got to be professional, you've got to be prepared, because they came out, like a steam train. So you've got to come here, you've got to weather the storm, and your professionalism will always, take care of the result itself. So you've got to come here, be professional, don't be complacent, and play part in a fantastic game of football, and hopefully, you'll win through like we did today.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.